Can't hear the music.
Hello and welcome back to the Flory Models live show. Here we are with you at, the 27th of August, almost the end of the month, on this fantastic, lovely, sunny bank holiday weekend if you're in the UK. And welcome to everybody back. It looks like everybody's back in. That's all good. So we're all live on the YouTube. I can't get us working live on Facebook for some reason. I just tried it a minute ago and it was like having none of it. So never mind. That's all good. But there we go. We're coming live on YouTube, which is good. And we are live in the old chat room as always. Very good. Everyone's in there. Everyone's had their thing. Ryan's had his cheese and ham toasty. Very nice.
Nice.
Oh, good call. David says, when can he sleep? When you're dead.
when we say you can.
Yes, that's it. Absolutely. Anyway, trust you all had a nice bit of a lunch. If you didn't watch us earlier on, we were earlier on this morning. Don't forget, after this, you can go back. They will be available to watch as recordings as well, and they're free and all the bits and pieces that go with it. So you can go off and dance down in there. So everyone's piling in now. The viewer counts go da-da-da-da-da-da. You can see it all going up very quickly. So very, very good. Excellent job. Right, so we've got to do it. Nathan, what do you have for lunch?
I had a weird one because I got nothing in the house. I've got a leftover chapati and a fried egg. That was it.
Match made in heaven. Very
proper
nice.
student food.
It was properly like literally nothing in the house. It's like, oh, what can I eat?
Very nice. And Andy, what did you have?
I had a salad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, really nice. Usual stuff: ham and cheese and salami and.
Well, I was thinking salad, more of like lettuce, tomato, rather than cheese, salami, and that's a bit more than a salad.
Cheese as well, there. Lettuce and cheese as well.
It's called a meat salad.
Some really nice granary loaf and really nice.
Remix the salad.
I might have a salad tonight and go down the BFC and have a kebab with
Yeah,
coleslaw. That's my idea of a salad. So very nice. And Matthew, what did you have?
I had a corned beef sandwich.
Oh, nice.
War's on.
Nice.
And a sausage roll.
Yes.
And some custard creams.
Oh, very posh.
Push the boat out, eh?
Yeah.
And washed down with a bit of dandelion and burdock.
Very nice indeed. And I had a chicken roll. That was all right. A little bit of roast chicken in a roll with a bit of mayo. That'll do me. Nice.
That's all right.
So yes.
All right.
Anyway, if it's the war, wouldn't it be spam?
Well, bully beef in it.
Are we going to be on to bully beef and spam as cutting back?
God, yeah.
People are talking about electricity prices and gas prices. We'll be on spam fritters.
Yeah, that's something to look forward to.
We say we're on about buying one of them air fryers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to run than putting the oven on if it
What,
gets
to heat
that
the
bad.
house?
Or I said, hey, we've got the barbecue. And
Yes.
the gas bottle will be out there with it.
Reuse.
I'll be freezing in the middle of December doing Christmas dinner out on the barbecue. Oh dear. Somebody's just asking something for September, Martin. It's due. So
Which one's that?
the 109, it's doing on the next batch that comes in. I think it's going to be September-ish. So it's going to be pretty soonish from what, if I remember from what I was told. So yes.
Why would you be freezing doing the barbecue outside when it'll be the same temperature as inside the house? Because you can't have heat.
Good point. It'll be warmer outside.
Yeah, you could pull the barbecue towards the house and just like heat the house.
Everybody will be stood round the barbecue.
God, it's going to be weird, isn't it? But God, can you still get them paraffin heaters that used to be on wheels?
Oh God, yeah, we've got one. Yeah, we plug it into a propane bottle and fire it up, and it's like a jet engine.
Yeah, I say I've got the space heater at work.
So yeah, that big thing. Yeah.
It's a bit extreme having that in your lounge, but hey.
Yeah, can you imagine the smell? We'll be dead of carbon monoxide.
Put it at the front door and it can blow through the house, can't it?
Yeah, I must admit, my dad had one in his warehouse. He had a huge warehouse, and it literally was like a J79 engine. It was huge,
Yeah.
and they had this big steel cage around it, and it was obviously long before health and safety was in the late 80s. And but this thing literally, it was just like, it must have been 10 foot long for doing their warehouse. And you fired this thing up, and like literally off it went. Brilliant bit of kit.
You can't hear yourself bloody thingy though, because they're really loud, aren't they?
Yes, definitely.
We've been asked a question about Yorkie bars, blue or purple. Blue for me.
Oh, blue.
I do like the biscuit one, the purple one with the raisin and biscuit. I do like that one.
They've taken the slogan off them now, haven't they? I noticed.
Yeah, it's all gender neutral now.
Yeah.
What? Not for girls?
It's yeah, they've got rid of that.
Was it only for men or something like that?
It used to say not for girls. It had a little sign. Like
Yeah, it used to have the little women's logo with a line through it. Yeah, they can't do that.
That was
anymore.
it.
Yeah.
I think people had a sense of humour bypass, haven't they, and got rid of it.
Yes.
Never mind.
Why is it called a Yorkie bar? I've got no idea. It's just a Yorkie bar. It's what it's always been called over here, isn't it?
If you're a lorry driver, you used to have your Yorkie bar.
Yes, you did, didn't you?
Was it Roundtrees? Was it a Roundtrees thing?
I think so. Yes.
I think it was.
Roundtrees
Yes.
are in York.
Or was it Nestles?
If it's Roundtrees,
Nestle, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know actually. Yorkie bar now. So
I
you've got
thought
to
it might
one or
be
the
Nestle.
definitely weren't Cadbury's, was it? So
I think it's because it's Roundtrees, which are in Were.
is it like a Snickers
Were
bar?
in York.
No.
No, it's just literally a bar of chocolate.
Yes,
there you
it's
go.
a solid big bar of chocolate and big chunks of it, wasn't it?
Do you know what though? It's nice chocolate.
Yeah.
I ain't had, you know what? I've got a thingy now for a Yorkie bar because I ain't had one for I can't remember last time I had a Yorkie bar.
Can you get one on Uber Eats? £5 delivery.
Amazon. Can I add it to me M&M order?
No, apparently, originally it was Roundtree, then Nestle bought them out.
Oh, there you go.
I hope they didn't change the recipe.
Mm.
No, it's not nice chocolate. It's not as nice as Cadbury's or Galaxy's, and
Yeah.
it's a bit.
Hershey bars are nice.
I don't know.
I don't like Hershey bars. I find them bitter. It's not like our Cadbury's.
Mm.
There is a big difference between American and British chocolate.
It's syrup though, isn't it? Don't they use sugar syrup a lot?
I think it's just generally. Some people say Hershey bars smell like vomit.
Okay.
True, it's true. Some people, it's like weird senses. Yeah, our chocolate's sweeter.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's surprising, isn't it, really?
we're on the food channel again. Absolutely.
We are not doing the food channel. No more. Chocolate. All chocolate's nice.
So what's everybody having for their teas later? Or supper, or whatever you call it, wherever you
Or
are.
breakfast, depending where you are in the world.
Exactly. Or lunch, or Levinses.
Dinner. Lunch is lunchtime and dinner's tea time, isn't it?
No, it's dinner and tea.
Yeah, no. You drink tea,
lunch and
you
dinner.
eat your dinner.
Lunch and dinner.
Dinner and tea. I'm having leftover Indian food from last night.
He's having leftover lunch.
Like tea.
Is that with another egg?
Might push the boat out and do some rice.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. What we do this afternoon then?
Well, I'm going to try and get this back together, which will be fun. That's my plan. So we've got to get the main skid on and the rotor, and I think we may have to pin for this one. I don't think they're honestly just going to go in like this. So there won't be enough meat.
Chicken and banana pizza.
What?
Banana.
Banana on a pizza. That's as bad as pineapple.
That's taking the pineapple.
That's up there. That's worse than pineapple.
I'd like pineapple, but I couldn't eat about banana on it.
It's got to be. I've had something in a Venezuelan restaurant where it's just squashed banana, like plantain, and they make it's like bread. It's weird. It's nice, but it can't be sweet.
It's one of them. Don't knock it till you've tried it, but I don't. You know.
It doesn't sound nice. But pineapple fritter? Oh yeah, absolutely. Loads of golden syrup in a tray. Great.
What would they say?
Banana on toast.
Bananas on toast.
Wouldn't it just go slimy?
What's that?
Well, yeah, I suppose it's no different to an avocado.
Chicken, banana, and curry. Oh come on, banana curry, is that a thing?
I tell you what, Nathan needs some Swedish meatballs.
I've run out
He's
of
off
space.
to IKEA.
He needs a trip to IKEA.
Definitely. Right, okay, before we go down the food fest and everyone starts starving, don't forget we've got a couple of things going on at the moment. We have I'll start on mine for a change. Over on the Flory store, we've got 10% off everything. We've got the remaining Sander stocks. It's all literally we've got left. We've got washes. We've got the bottles. I don't know why it's saying 5. I did update it earlier. Bearing in mind I'm sitting literally over at 30,000 bottles. So we're fine for bottles. Got lots of them. And obviously we've got the washes and the pigments down in there. And don't forget you can get some merch if you want. We've got the aprons, we've got the t-shirts, we've got the polo shirts, and we've got the mouse mat sticker set and the card set that comes with that one as well. That's all down and in there as well. Over on the PM store, we've got, is this up to date? Shall I refresh? Just in case. There we go. We've got the various bits and pieces in here. Unfortunately, we're all out of the KT, not the Queen, or a Austin ambulance kit. Is down in there. And then obviously all of these bits as well down here in our special section. So very nice with those as well. We've got 25% off everything that is in the 25% mega deals section as well. So again, we've got pretty much all the Zvezda stuff on special this weekend. So you can grab yourself any of your kits down in there. Lots of very nice ones indeed. As well as we've got a load of trumpeter. So some very nice stuff down in the actual trumpeter section as well. It's all selling out a bit quick, so we're getting very low on the 30-second 109s now. And these other great kits down in here. So yes, very, very good. As you can see, some of these selling out as well.
Just because that first bit you're on with the new arrivals, so just go to the special bit, will you? The other watch,
All right, one at a time. We're still going through this bit. Trumpeter section.
Thought you'd finished. Sorry.
No, I'm on a roll here. Right, okay, so we've got all the bits down in here as well. So we've got a load of Dragon as well. As you know, we're sort of discontinuing our Dragon series. We can get any of this stuff in, don't forget. It's just we're not going to be keeping them in stock. As you can see, right the way down through there. And then if we have a look at our specials section.
There's one we missed earlier. Just added. Where is it, Andy?
Refresh, Phil.
I'm refreshing.
Oh, no, it's in, yeah.
There it is. We have got the Airfix edition, which this is the Austin, but doesn't come with the Queen. Is that the same number as what's on the other one?
I don't know. Let's not go down this road.
All right.
Just sell the item.
Okay. Very nice indeed.
So we've got the simplified version.
Yes. So you've got the fully detailed one or the simplified one if you want to go down the Airfix route as well.
Yeah.
Very nice indeed. So again, we've got that one in there, just £30.99. Because we forgot to put it up earlier. So there we go. And we've got all the other bits down in here we said before. So if you want to grab any of those ones, and then last up, just down in here, the new arrival section, as we looked at earlier. So we've got some of our newer stuff down in here as well. So you can get anything you like.
We're so professional, it hurts.
Yes, it is.
Matt, just a quick question. Do the
sold out? It's gone.
Wellingtons?
Yes.
Did we only have one of them in stock, or? We have a couple.
Couple of white.
We've sold out of the one that's in stock, so.
Good. That's good.
Mm.
I'm sure there was 3 in stock, so I'll put the other 2 in.
There you go. So if anybody wants Wellington.
Russ has just had the red arrows fly over his house. How many was in the formation? That's the question, isn't it?
7. 9, isn't there?
Yeah, but 3 of them have been sacked.
When they flew over our house the other day, there was 11.
Oh, 11. Well, 3 of them have got sacked though, haven't they?
I was seeing one. I saw one got sacked. I didn't realise there was 3 got sacked, was there?
Something's been going on, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's back to, is it 7 now, is it? So I didn't think they could fly with an odd number. I thought they were.
But there was a diamond with load in, and there was like someone following them.
Oh, right. Yeah, well, they always have spares, don't they, normally? But yes.
But they have some of the crew go with them, don't they, as well, in them? And...
Two are on strike.
Yeah. They've joined in.
Look, there's only 7 at Riyadh. So
there was, yeah. Got to meet Red One at Riyadh. It was nice. Got to meet.
I presume they have to have an odd number to make the shapes, don't they?
Diamond 9, isn't it? Isn't it their classic?
Or Diamond 7 in this case.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is there a reason they're down to 7? Is it because of
they can't train someone up, can they? Once someone leaves, they don't replace them.
We think they'd bring someone from the last year's, wouldn't you?
Well, they did do, didn't they? They pulled in one of them who was at the team. They brought him back in because he was flying Red 10. So he's been brought into the team and stuff like that. So
I suppose what they did. the shears.
It's all a little bit political, apparently. I don't want to start a thing, but it's all a bit trouble at mill.
To have been suspended. Is that true?
Yeah.
For what?
We don't want to talk about it on this show. It's not our thing. We won't go down that rabbit hole, but yes.
Just go to the Daily Mail and Google it.
Put it this way. Okay. The Me Too movement aren't happy. Just saying. Right.
It's all over the Daily Mail, that's all.
Oh, right. Okay. I didn't know that. So, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, fair enough. Exciting, isn't it?
All gone a bit wrong at the Reds this year.
Oh, I see.
What?
It's on the Daily Mail.
Oh God, he can't stay off Google, can he?
Actually, I'm on Telegraph actually, but yeah.
Oh, you're getting the clever right.
Anyway, Andy, share screen so I can have a look.
Oh God, no! We don't want that crap all over it. Anyway, at least now, to be honest, I'm changing the subject a little bit. At least they've got a lot of Hawks now, haven't they? Because before they didn't have any spares. But now they've retired the Hawk fleet, they've got loads of spares and lots of bits and pieces. So we're all good now.
Okay.
You know what, talking to Red Arrows, I bought that Red Arrows like Lego kit that Airfix do for Isla.
Yeah.
It was on sale in Lidl. I had really good fun building it. It's weirdly like Lego though.
That's the one you built for Lydia, isn't it?
Yeah, I built with me and Lydia sat here and built that one. We did the black version, wasn't it? We did the black one.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's literally got some like Lego bricks in it.
Yes,
Lego bricks, but it's really good. What was really nice is I built it, and then Isla was doing aeroplane noises within about 30 seconds of getting her hands on it.
There you go.
But my life is complete now.
Yes.
Yeah, your job is done.
Absolutely. Right, just pick people up to speed because they're talking about in chat. Yes, I am going to be putting together. It's not a build. I had a bit of an accident with my display case collapsing and smashing a load of my models up. So far, we've managed to restore the AV8B. We've done the Hellcat back together, and we've done the Spitfire. And they're now pride of place in my unit. And the MiG-23 is 23 or 27, one or the other, is back together as well. So, yes, we're all good. We're all right. So next up for me is to actually try and repair this one who's lost the skid. Its weapons, we've lost one of the rotors and a couple other little bits and pieces. So I'm going to attempt to try and put that back together in a minute.
Cool.
So, yes, good job. But, yeah, so we're just showing basically how to put wheels back on that are seared off. At the moment, I've been pretty lucky with the super glue. This one here is Nathan's, which I don't know if this one's going to be going back together because, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit too fiddly.
I might have a fight with it, see if I can get it done. We will see. So... But needless to say, this thing is going to need a bit of work. I could just pop it together with super glue, but I don't think it will hold the weight of the model onto it. I think it's going to need a bit of pinning, really. So we'll see what we can do with that one.
So,
do a proper job.
You're on full screen going to explain this, aren't you?
Well, I can do, or we can just have me on the overhead and just as I go along, breathing heavily, trying to see what I'm doing. Luckily, I've got my big magnifiers here as well, so we're all right. So hopefully we'll be fine.
Because I think, to be honest with you, I remember, when you mentioned it, somebody wanted to know how to drill and pin, and then how to locate it.
Yes, on the other side. Yeah.
Obviously, you're going to have sort of scars of where it's broke, so it's not going to be so bad. But like a short run kit.
Yes.
And you just get a buttered up joint for a wing, and then obviously people pin them now. Can pin them to make a strength joint, stuff like that. I think that's what they wanted to know how to do. Yes. I think you dab a bit of paint on it or something.
Yeah, you can do that one. Or the
marker pen.
Yeah, the other one is just put a tiny bit of paint, even just acrylic paint, just a tiny dot, and then put the blade in as I'll do, and then take it off, and you have them on both sides then, so you know roughly where it is. But pinning isn't an exact science because it's always going to be slightly out of alignment. So the idea is that when you pin it, you have a little bit of wiggle room on that pin, so you can actually get the final bit. So the glue will set around the pin. It's not like the pin is wedged in, because otherwise you'll have no wiggle room to line them up. So that's the plan anyway. So I'll be having my micro drills out.
It'll be, in other words, winging it.
It'll be as precise as me putting shelving up.
Yes, it'll be like that doing shelving.
And Phil, to be fair.
My glass one wasn't me. You just slide it in the hole. I didn't screw it to the wall. What size raw plugs did you use? The little tiny white ones?
No. They were these grey ones that were meant for plasterboard. And absolutely rubbish. Obviously, they weren't. They didn't work. So I was on the red ones, I think, or the big brown ones actually for this one.
What's the brown mil? 7 mil, isn't it? Brown, isn't it?
think
Reds
so.
are
And
5
then
mil, something.
I've used the red ones on the other lot I've put behind me, you see. So, yeah.
Yes.
And now they're still up. So I've done something correct.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's last time I listened to the wife about DIY.
You should have got a man in.
Yes.
John.
Get John up for the weekend and get him to do some shelving for you.
Yeah, he's got no better to do, has he?
Well, this is it. Right, we are going to need some drills, and I've lost them. What have I done with my drill bits? Yeah.
I need to get to IKEA. I need to plan it a little bit.
Drills. Oh, great. Now I've got somebody with a chainsaw. Anything else? Yeah, right. Okay. Right, well, that's bound to open. Let's lock that. So, yes. Yeah, there is. There's somebody with a chainsaw. What is it around here? Somebody's either got a petrol strimmer, a planer, or a chainsaw.
No trees left where you live.
Yeah, you'd be amazed there's anything living around here.
Did you know he lives in the Amazon rainforest?
You'd think so.
Do you think you had that many trees down in Devon to cut down?
Well, yeah, you'd have thought they'd all gone by now.
That's what you get for neighbours doing DIY, isn't it? Is that the bungalow or them across the road?
To be honest, I don't know where it is. I don't know where the chainsaw is. The planer was next door, yeah. But you do that and the spirit's back amongst us.
This is when you long for winter to come to get everybody back indoors. Stop making the noise.
Yeah, that's it. They're making far too much noise. Sod off. Can you hear that chainsaw?
Yeah, we can hear it a bit, yeah.
Paul, Sherwood Forest is outside and wants a word.
Yes, can we have our trees back?
or what's the other one near Bewley? Oh, what's it called around there? There's quite a few trees there, isn't there? I can't think what it's called.
The New Forest.
It's all right. It's got to be true if it's on the internet.
Yeah.
Devon apparently has got the most trees in England.
Is it? Certainly
No,
not up on
of course.
Dartmoor. We don't have it that grows on Dartmoor because it's too windy. It's a bit barren
tell you
up
what. New Forest. That gives it away, doesn't it, Rob?
there. Yeah, it's losing the title.
Yeah, clues I couldn't remember at all.
That was Henry VIII's creation, wasn't it?
What, New Forest?
Yeah.
Was it?
They need to rename it then, don't they?
Did he like trees?
Must have done.
No, it needed the trees for the ships.
I was going to say, didn't we cut all our trees down for the ships?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, the Mary Rose, isn't it?
And it's in the forest.
And look what happened to that.
Yeah.
Should have just left the trees.
Mm.
It's a big chainsaw, whoever's buzzing around with that one.
Is he, or are they cutting bodies up?
Possibly.
The Devon Chainsaw Massacre being live streamed, but this didn't.
Is he a pig farm local?
What's he doing? Getting the teeth out?
Yeah. Shave the head, full teeth out.
Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to put a dab of paint just here.
Are you on full screen?
No.
Put yourself on full screen so the viewers can see what you're doing.
Okay, so we've got a dab of paint in that one. And then what we're going to do is, I think I'm going to go here. And you only want a tiny bit of paint. That's way too much. So I'm going to take a bit off because you don't want it to smear. You just want it to do show. So we're just going to go like that. Then we're going to take our gear. We're going to pop it in the holes. We give it a little nudge and a rock. Typical. Hasn't worked for the real one. I can just about see it. There we go. So we've got red dot on there, and we've got tiniest little faint mark, but I can see it on there. We got a red dot in there, and we got a red dot in there. So that will give us our target to drill with. So now roughly working out the size of my bit of really. It doesn't bend very easy. It's very strong. Actually, I think I got the wrong ear. This might be the softer stuff. But don't forget, it's only going to be a short length of it, so it won't matter. But we've got some copper here, and it's about the same diameter of what we got here. Well, I could get my digital caliper out and check, but I won't worry about that.
Life's too short for that.
You've already built that kit once.
I'm not overly convinced that drill bit isn't broken. Let's find a new sharper
I'm not
one.
overly convinced that chainsaw's not. What's the sods?
So if it's the right paint, I'll shut my windows and fry. But it is warming up in here. We're currently showing as a balmy 22 degrees.
It's only slightly in the background, to be honest.
Yeah, you can't
Hear it, but it's not sort of.
Except for that.
Yeah, as he suddenly gets out the front of the house, finally to actually take it down my hedge.
Yeah.
Right, there's one. So when you're drilling in, just be careful you don't sort of come up through the floor. The bit where you're wondering whilst it's going in nicely, and then you find out you come through the floor. That's always a problem.
Put my blind down a little bit. I'm a bit blinded in here. There you go. 9.9% of Devon is tree covered according to the Ordnance Survey.
Oh, there you go.
Right, okay.
Well, I have got a forest right next to us. Well, say forest, a very large wood. And then on the other side, for people who want to have a look, just Google Stover Lake.
Yeah.
Which is very nice, which I walk around most days with the dog.
Yeah, might have got Sherwood Forest between us.
Yeah. Or what's left of it.
What's left of it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of somewhere to go tomorrow to walk the dog. I might go down there actually. That's not a bad chat, Andy, go down Sherwood Forest.
Yeah.
Men in tights.
With 20,000 other people.
It's more people dogging. So yeah, there might be men in tights, I don't know.
Possibly.
You know, perhaps not what you're thinking. Not jolly outlaws.
Yes.
I don't know. We'll decide in the morning, but yeah, I'm gonna go out, I think, for the morning for a bit.
Yes. I think me and Lola will be over there tomorrow morning. Be nice. Get her out. Right, so we've got those. So next we're going to take a bit of wire. What we're going to cut it with? Orange scissors. So we'll cut this way too long for what we need. And again, the idea being is that this doesn't have to be strong as in bendable, because it will be a little bit flexible, because that's fine. But obviously it's just on the join, this small little area stops it moving side to side or back and forth, so it holds it actually into position. So think of it just like, you know, a bit of rebar in concrete. That's the theory. Anyway.
So just as a bit of stability.
Yeah, that's it. It stops it from being able to move anywhere initially. And then obviously your super glue and all your bits and pieces after that should do the trick. So, but if you always cut them way too long, it means you've got something to handle. There's no point trying to do it with a pin and all this rubbish, because you won't be able to manoeuvre it. There we go. It shows it sort of sitting in here. Just like this. I'll tell you what, I can probably bring that camera in a little bit more. There we go. It's more like the view we have when we're doing the builds. So then again, we will take our little dibby dabber. Grab a little bit of glue, make a ball, slide in hole, and allow it to cure.
What glue are you using?
This is the old, I like this stuff actually, the AK's magnet.
Oh, the magnet glue, yeah.
Yeah. Ultra restrict. Okay, so we've got both of these pinned. And then what we'll do, we'll let that dry just for a minute, then we'll cut them down quite short. So there's only probably like 2 mil or something over it. Because I think in here, it's the fuselage wall, and then after that, it just goes into the void underneath the floor. So there's no point having a load of cable just sitting out there. So we won't worry about that too much. We'll sort that out. Again, same time we can do the rotor on the top as well. And to be honest, it's quite a nice clean cut here. You probably wouldn't have to worry about pinning it because you can actually see the original tab in there as well. Maybe the camera plays ball. So we could actually probably do this by line of sight because I can see exactly. So if we go in the middle of the tab, that means it'll be in the middle of the other one. So we need to start it off with a little die mark. So
That's a nice picture of a forest that Davy's put up, and hide and seek champions in it as well. Look.
Is he dogging?
No, unless he's in a blue anorak.
I'll say again, is he dog?
Some proper trees.
Yes. We used to have trees that side till we cut them all down.
Yeah, we did, yeah. But I bet they have them up in Scandinavia. They've got some nice forests and stuff, haven't they?
Yes.
Very nice. Adam says it looks nothing like Holden Hill.
Yeah, well, I never go up there. I know it's on my doorstep, but it was voted apparently dogging capital of Britain at one point, which the local council weren't happy with. So they put these big concrete blocks up there on all the car parks in the winter.
Sherwood Forest got that mantle now, probably. Just weird people, but there you go. Oh, apparently that's where John Rambo had his dispute with the local sheriff.
Oh, right, okay.
Is that where they filmed it, is it, Rambo? Or First Blood, should I say?
Well, it was done in Oregon, wasn't it?
Was it? I don't know, to be honest. Looks a bit wet. You get a lot of rain.
Well, it was during the film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mind you, it would probably be a bit non-atmospheric if it was bright sunshine and lovely, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it wouldn't really help the story.
You know what I mean?
Well, that was the thing in Rambo 2, wasn't it? 1 minute it's absolutely hammering it down with rain, and then he goes to that bit with the weir, you know, the little waterfall, and it's a gorgeous sunny day. I know the weather changes a lot down there, but hey.
Don't snap that drill bit.
I know. See, I tell you what, I don't tend to snap them when I'm doing it like this, but if I put them in the holder, yeah, I'm always doing it.
Put a bit too much flex on them, isn't it?
Yeah, they don't like lateral movement. They don't like it in them.
Blooming sharp though, aren't they? When you slip and stab the end of your
when you get your
fingers. Yeah.
I think it's that thing where you just have to let the drill do the cutting and not try and put too much force into it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Are they still cheap as chips to buy them sort of drill bits?
Yeah, you still get them off of Fleabay for next to now. I think, like, you know, sets like these, They do big sets, don't they, for like a tenner?
Because it's for chipboards, is it, or something? Microchip boards or something?
Yeah, it is PCB drill bits.
PCB drill bits, yeah.
You probably
So
can't
normally
get
it's
nowadays because of the chip shortage.
It's like,
You get drill bits, though.
They'll have it for the chip shortage as well. Everything's uses chip shortage.
Because Nathan swears by the Tamiya ones, don't you? That we sell.
a bit stronger than them. Yeah.
You ought to try them, Phil.
Yeah, I must admit, I have to give them a go.
The Tamiya pivot drill bits, the one with the thicker shank on them, are really good.
Mm-hmm. So as you can see, we've got our little legs on here now, little stuff.
There is a limit to what they'll take, but they are pretty strong.
They're razor sharp as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good. They are very good.
So I've got about 2 mil into these with a simple measure test. So yeah, about 2 mil deep.
Enjoying that, Andy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Shall we look at Andy a minute then? You need your overhead on, mate.
Just change your camera view.
Gavin went to his first model show today in Aberdeenshire.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Did you see Ron?
It's Ron up in Aberdeenshire.
Or is he still in Romania?
Don't know, to be honest.
I'm doing my tracks, but then I'm fitting these engine covers in the side. The top deck here has been pushed in. So I push it out and try and flex it so that the engine grill. Oh my god, where am I?
Go on, get your shot, Andy. It's there somewhere.
On this side won't go in, so I have to force it up and glue it and hold in it now until it goes in.
You're going to texturise that kit.
I don't know how much texture did they have on them, because
they were
a lot
rough
is
as
welded,
toast.
isn't it?
Yeah, but they're rough
Yeah, but
as
it's not a
toast,
cast, though, is it?
isn't it?
Ah.
Still armour plate, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but not cast armour plate, not like a cast turret or something. I know that cast bits on them, but
have a look at some pictures and see how rough they was. I think they're pretty rough.
yeah, they're like the gun mantlets and some of the parts of the turret and the exhaust covers and things were cast, but the rest of it's like just mainly sheet steel, isn't it, on these?
I think the turret was cast and the body was welded, wasn't it?
I don't know, because this one's a square. I know on the T-34-85s they were cast, but I'll have a look.
Have a look.
Have a look.
Another rabbit hole to Google down.
According to the pictures on the decals, it's got the wrong wheels on it.
Oh.
Right. So, part 2, I'll try and get these bad boys in.
Let's have a look.
has Trev been up to that show?
Not sure, to be honest. He usually does that one.
Because Gavin said I was chatting to a nice gentleman about Buccaneer and received a masterclass. Turns out he was the chief airfix designer back in the day, and the Buccaneer he had bought were his own design. That's got to be Trev, isn't it?
That's Trevor. Yeah, Trevor Snowden.
Met Trevor Snowden. Nice bloke, lovely bloke, Trev.
Yeah.
Trevor. Yeah, that's him. Yeah, you met Trev. He's top man.
Mr. Airfix used to be called. He was the one everyone used to call him Mr. Airfix, didn't they? Back in the day.
Yeah, he is. He's a lovely bloke.
Yeah, he retired about 10 years ago now.
Something like that, yeah. Did he have his lightnings with him, or was he just there on his own, or was it his Buccaneers? Because does he do the Buccaneer sig as well now?
He runs the Buccaneer sig, and he might have put the lightning display out as well if there was. There. He's definitely got all the stuff to put a lightning display on.
Yes, he has. He can do that on his own without any help from us a lot. Yes, the lightnings were there too, so yeah, he must have took them both. Was it busy, Gavin? Was it busy show? A lot of people there? It's an odd day of Saturday, isn't it, for a model show? Normally on Sundays. But...
Yeah, normally Sundays.
Yeah, it doesn't like a tour. It was quiet.
The sun's just coming up for David. God.
Yeah, I don't think the body was.
What about the front glasses plate? That probably had a bit of texture on it, wouldn't it?
See, look at that. Not even glued, and it fits a dream.
Is that more luck than judgment?
I think so. Yeah, definitely winged it on that one.
Take it as a win.
I'll take that as a win. But yeah, it's pushed in beautifully, so I'm not going to mess around with it too much.
If it goes again, it will just fall off.
Yeah, this is the trouble one. Can't get this underneath the rotor or the tail. And to be honest, this didn't even break in the accident. I snapped it off trying to pick it up.
Oh. I think that's the trouble with helicopters, isn't it? They can get a bit gangly and awkward to handle.
Yes. Right.
Is that one? Sorry, mate. I presume that one, when you built it, you had to attach the rotor and you couldn't leave it loose.
No, I didn't like it because, as I say, it just was a little bit accident waiting to happen with them loose.
Yeah.
So I ended up thinking, well, look, we'll do it as a fix. So I glued them in place because I thought it'd be better than having them moving around. That's it. That's it. So I think we'll just do a little bit of smidging of some work. I probably will glue this front one in, even though it is a proper nice bit, if I can get it out again. I might leave it in there. It's proper in there, actually. I can't get it out.
Just run a bit of extra fin round it.
Yeah. Thing is, it's got super glue in the... There's no super glue actually on it, and I just want to put a little bit to hold it in, because it has got a little bit of movement on it, but it doesn't seem to want to... It's quite happy as it is. So yes, we have... He's back on his legs. So I'm going to do a little bit of weathering just down in those to hide the joints. Sorry, close up. Just a little bit. And I think he'll be all right. But considering, I must admit, I thought the miniguns would have snapped off. Because obviously it's got the two on this side, and I've done rocket pod and another minigun on this side, and they're photo etched. So I thought if they're going to go, then I won't bother. But seeing they're in one bit still, I thought we'd somewhat go with that. But the long but defunct Kitty Hawk kit.
Yeah. We'll have to see it again.
Yeah, it does make you wonder. I am going to glue this one though, because it's doing my head in with it knocking around. There we go. Magnifies back on.
Yeah, the glasses space got nothing on it, Matt.
No? All right.
To be fair, I mean, share screen. Oh, you'll see this. Share screen, isn't it?
All right, hold on.
No.
Yeah, go on.
Hold on. I can't see it. It's pretty smooth, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. I see, same with the gun mat that here is cast and exhaust and everything, but yeah, not a lot on it at all, to be honest with you.
No. You think it's rougher than that?
Yeah. Stop sharing that because it's probably a copyright. Isn't it?
Oh, yeah, we'll get copyrighted.
I'll send you the bill.
Cool.
Once again, copyrighted for playing Cliff.
Yeah, you do. Happy birthday by Cliff and get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
Where's his Christian spirit?
A couple of seconds, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a bit more than that, I think we did, but yeah, that was their problem. Apparently, it wasn't fair usage because we'd used it too much. So, never mind. Right. Let that dry a bit and then we'll sort him out. How are we doing in Chatlands?
All right, what's happening in YouTube land?
In YouTube land, let me just go back a little bit because I haven't been in. Where are we? Yeah, it's not a serious repair. Like I've always said, I know a lot of people cringe and cry when your models break and all the rest of it. But if you just take a step back, breathe, then the next day, just have a look how bad it is. Because sometimes, like there, it looks a lot worse than it actually is. And like you didn't even have to pin it. Pinning it is nice because if it's on gear, it takes a lot of the weight. But, and obviously if you glued it, you've got to let it totally dry. So for speed, it's easier to do it that way. But, most times it is repairable. And I have done it a few times now. So, nothing can't be fixed. You're a modeler. That's what we do.
Solve problems.
Yes, it is.
Must admit, me and Matt were on Skype with Phil when he first saw it and he was very restrained.
That's why if anybody watched the Thursday show, it was like everyone, because literally we didn't see it until I pressed record and it was like, hold on a minute.
It was PM show on Wednesday, wasn't it?
It was the PM show on Wednesday as we were recording it, so yeah. Robert says he's forgot to put the ID numbers on the underside for the Hunter doors before dividing the sections. Tricky job ahead. I tell you what's good for stuff like that is Tamiya scissors. They're decal scissors. They're great because they are razor sharp and they just cut. So you can just literally as it's still off the backing thing, you can just go click, 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 and no problem. With other scissors, because it's a decal, sometimes they tear and they bend but don't cut. Never have that trouble with these. Nice little investment for doing decaling.
Is that the Airfix kit?
Yeah.
Don't you get the gear undercarriage closed on that as well? So you can't use them as a template to?
Yeah, I suppose you could do. Yeah, I can't remember now. I did mine a long time ago.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure you got them open and closed, so you could just use the other one to cut them to shape and then.
But as I said, just take your time with them. You'll be absolutely fine.
I know, as we always say, it's underneath.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah. Mind you, they're quite prominent on a undercarriage, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Big numbers, are they?
Yeah, they're big numbers and letters, yeah.
Yeah, the riveting tools I got are the Galaxy ones. The guys are saying about your best number 2 choice is the Galaxy one, which is these, which I have. So we will be doing a full-on test with them. As I say, there's no point in doing a side-by-side because you can't get the originals. But we will see how good they are.
If that's the only option, then,
There is a few options around when we were looking, because obviously the full story to this is, I think it was one me and Matt's show, wasn't it? We did a bit of a shout out. If anybody's used good riveting, now Rosie the Riveter no longer with us, that you would recommend. And I got about 5 or 6 different ones. So some of them I've written off because I don't think they are. Other ones which you guys have recommended, like the Galaxy ones, the members said, you want to try those? I've got them in and we're doing a bit of a test with them. So as I say, in a couple of weeks, there'll be an on-test and we'll do a side-by-side comparison, but it won't be a which is best because there's only one option. Apparently,
Nathan,
Good.
carry on. I'll collar him after.
All right, just saying that apparently some of the later ones were rougher for Andy for his textures and all the rest of it.
Oh, I'm alright then, because mine's early. Just not having a
The decal things is it's the Revel kit, which I did, the little 70-second one, which is around here somewhere. Don't know what I've done with it now. It was around here.
I do like his F-16.
The Tiger Meat scheme's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's really nice.
Cool tail.
Yes.
This one's getting fully loaded up, but the Danish one's just having these like day glow aim 9 training rounds on the wingtips, and that's it.
Yeah.
Mine's got tanks, and that's it, because I think that's all you get. You get some crappy looking sidewinders or whatever they use, sparrows, I don't know. What's on them? Sidewinders?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear, I don't know even if you get them unless I bin them. So yes, I'm just got my drop tanks and stuff in the centre tank, I think. It'll do.
Graham, I got the small diameter wheels because I don't like the big ones. You know, you get big ones from other manufacturers. The reason I get on really well Rosie the Riveter is the small wheels. I think you get less movement, as in you don't end up doing a wobbly line with the smaller wheels. That's just how I found them. The bigger wheels, I tend to find that it's easier to go off track with them. Little small wheels are a bit more get in the corners, and I've also got the little corner chisel ones as well for getting into 90-degree corners. So
good kit. Head start to the MK Tomcat.
Yes, very nice indeed.
Yeah.
Speaking of photographers and that, anybody watch the aircraft on old Big Jet TV going into Lakenheath? They had all the F-16s from Aviano come up, but I noticed they were all fully armed. Seems a bit weird. Why would you send them all fully armed? They all came with 2 sidewinders, 2 AMRAAMs, travel tanks, long-range tanks and travel pods. Just seemed funny. Normally they come up with one another, but not to have all 4 on.
So there's a bit of a restock.
There's a reason behind it, obviously.
Well, this is it. It was that, it was 12 of them, I think. It was 12 or 16 of them came up.
Where'd they come from?
Aviano, which is in Italy, isn't it? So, up to Lakenheath on, was it Thursday? Friday? I can't remember which day it was now. Thursday.
Well, the Italian F-16s?
No, they're American F-16s, but based down in there. Yeah.
Say. Right, I'm with you.
But I don't know if they were transiting back to the US. Maybe that was the reason. They sort of come up and then going back to the US via Lakenheath, because obviously they'll go with the tankers from Maidenhall, back across. They sort of do it in 4s, don't they, normally? Have 4 ships for long-range stuff.
I say Italians don't use F-16s, do they?
No.
I wonder why.
Have they still got their Tornadoes, Nate, or have they got rid of them yet?
No, they still have them.
Have they?
Not the F3 ones.
No, they've got the GR1E4 thing, isn't it?
ECRs and or
Is it
IDS.
ECRs?
Which is it?
The IDS. They have got like an ECR-ish one. They're going F35 now, aren't they? So. Do they still have F-16? They have had F-16s.
Have they?
F16.net. Let's have a little look. I swear.
Well, apparently, there you go. So they're having the runways being worked on. So is that down at Aviano then? They've moved them all out whilst they're having the runway done, which makes sense, I suppose.
That's the base they used a lot in like the Libya, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Thing.
And obviously with the Balkans War as well over there, they used to station all their stuff there and go across. Makes sense.
Why do they need to bring all the equipment if?
Well, that's probably about right. Not point leaving it there. Might as well bring it all back with them. So
cheap way of moving missiles, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. But I couldn't see on the footage because I only had it on in the background whilst I was editing, and I couldn't see if they were training rounds or they were live. They were bringing in.
Interesting. What's at Lakenheath now?
Well, they've got quite a lot there now. They've got the F-15Es, the Strike Eagles. They've got the F-35s there, which replace the F-15Cs. A load of F-16s now. They're there for a while because runway's being resurfaced. How long did it take them to do the thingy? Yeah, where they have REAP.
Don't know.
Fairford.
It was like 3 years, wasn't it? Took them to do that.
Yeah.
They moved it to the other one. Can't remember now. For whilst they're having it done. My mind has gone in my old age.
Just coming from.
Yeah, they have 4, wasn't it? Coming this week. Yeah.
Is Mildenhall still operational?
Yeah.
What's there?
Tanker, transport, and the Ospreys.
Is that what's there? Is it?
Mm.
And what's the other one in the triangle?
So no, that one's not there anymore. I think it's just those 2 now, isn't it? Unless they use another one.
Right.
They've got F-22s at Lakenheath, have they? Not permanently, because they don't station them outside the US, do they? Maybe they're over on holiday.
I think Putin might have changed the stationing policy on F-22s.
Mm. Sorry,
Busy
everyone.
at Derryford, is it?
It is. Her words are chaos. She's describing it as, but that's normal.
It's bank holiday weekend.
Oh.
And she's working all of it. It's like...
Yeah.
Yes, if you are planning on popping into A&E in Plymouth, you can say hello to my other half.
But probably be advised not to.
Yeah, I wouldn't disturb her. She might bite.
Nathan, pick a subject.
Oh gosh. I hate it when you do this.
Yeah, but you're good at it.
Give me a minute.
I'll put this on silent then. I'm just sure I did. Oh no, sorry, wrong way.
We could actually figure that one that was mentioned yesterday, Phil.
What's that?
This is me and you we're talking about. I haven't got a clue what you're on about. Oh, that one. Yes, I do now. Yes, I do. I just remembered, yeah.
Well, yeah, that one.
One of the members sent me a thing over because obviously we on Tuesday's show for the podcast. We did shout out if anybody's got any ideas for podcasts and chats and stuff like that, you know. And we've had lots of really good stuff that's come through. And obviously we will go back and do the histories of once we get know what we're talking about. So we will be looking at Hella and all the other companies as well. We've said we'll probably do one cartograph because I'd like to know a lot about them as well. But say it takes a bit of research before we do that, i.e. Wikipedia. But the other one that came up was about mental mistakes in modelling. You know, when you make a cock-up and it's you that's done it, you know. We're not on so much about the mental health side because obviously we all know the up and down side of it, shall we say, with modelling, because it's great for your mental health whilst it's going great. But when it goes a bit tits up, it's probably the worst thing. You need to walk away at that point. The bit where you could smash it up. But yeah, no, so really we were talking about, or me and Matt interpreted it to be, when you do something, and we're all guilty of it. And I said to Matt about me I've got classics that I've done recently, like the F-15 was the biggest one, because I had it in my head, I don't need the instructions, so I built it. Then I found out it was wrong. Then I threw away the parts that it turns out were right in the first place. So if I'd looked at the instructions and the numbers I was using, I wouldn't have had trouble and had to scratch build the intakes for the F-15. So, yeah, that was one of those where just for the point of taking a step back, checking it and going through, but I just got into it, I know what I've done wrong and made it a lot worse. You know, and we've all been there when we've done the thing about not watching the instructions. And I did it, to be honest, complete brain fart, we were going to call it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And it was the thing when I was working on the engine for the Sky Raider at the moment. So it's got like a collar for the engine mounting system goes round it. And I thought, oh, bugger, that should have gone in earlier. And now I can't get it on. So I actually unglued it all and everything to make it fit, only to find out that I hadn't glued it in the first place. And I could have just taken the back of the engine off, slid it in and done it all. But, you know, again, we're all guilty of them. I am as guilty as everybody else, you know, so... Yes.
And the fucking sub-assemblies, where really you should fit them, and then you've got problems to fit it after.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm thinking of obviously painting it and stuff, obviously outside of the kit, and then fitting it. And then it don't always work like that, unfortunately, because you know the instructions are there for a reason, and you should follow them to the letter to a point.
Yes.
Because it does bite you later on in a build, and I've had it a couple of my builds as well. With
Yeah, I think it's when I'm rushing that I make all the mistakes.
Yeah.
Or taking everything off the sprue and then spending half my time trying to work out what when it's two parts that are similar but not the same, and you're just like,
yeah. I think it's that thing. Sometimes, you know, we are our own worst critics, but also we think it only happens to us, and the reality is it happens to all of us at some point. Normally with me, on a build, I will get wrong some way. And like, somebody just mentioned in YouTube chat, it's that thing about we think we know better than the instructions, and actually usually the instructions are right, unless it's Kitty Hawk and they're wrong. But normally the instructions will keep you on the right track. But sometimes as modelers, we think that, you know, like the gear going on in part 2, well, that ain't going to fly. I'll put that in later. And then you find out you can't, because it doesn't fit in, you know, that's a classic. So you know, but then again, there's ways around that. If you're not worried about making a bit of a mess getting it in, you can shave it off a bit, like I've done sometimes, where you've had that sort of T-shaped gear situation where it should be two halves of the actual wheel well go together and hold it. I'm like, I tell you what, I'll do it afterwards, and then we'll make a little bit of a something to make it go in there, because there's no way I'm having the nose gear hanging out of the entire thing before I've even put the fuselage in, you know, or something like that. So, you know, they're little things. But normally my worst one is that I'll put things all together, especially like sub-assemblies, and you put the two halves together and you forgot to put something in it. You're like, shit, now am I going to get that in there? So you're in there with really long tweezers trying to poke it in a hole via a window or something to get it in there because you forgot to do it. I'm very much guilty of that one.
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
I think
there's always bits, but I think that's like, I think somebody's put in our chat, I think the more experience you get, the more cocky you get.
Yeah.
You know, when you're a beginner, you do kind of follow it to the letter, don't you?
Yes.
Because you know no better.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, as you build more or get through more kits, and then it's like, well, I reckon I can leave that off because it'll be easier for painting, and that's what it's normally down to, isn't it?
Mm.
You know, but gear on aircraft is obviously a classic, isn't it? So, and gear doors and things like that, dangly bits that you think, well, I'll fit that later because I know I'm going to knock it off, but then you fit it and find it's a crap fit.
Yeah.
So you messing about trying to get it to fit, and then you've got a lot of remedial work to do to correct it. You know, so yeah.
My silly one is sometimes when I did it on these, is I used a really heavy sanding stick.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it'd be a quicker way of sanding out a seam line, but then you spend way longer trying to get rid of the scratches that you've put in.
Yeah.
So that's always like, just think, a bit quicker, I'll go coarse, and then it'll be quicker, and then it actually takes about 5 times as long.
Mm.
Or the other favourite is if you're painting bombs, you clean your airbrush and you spot the one that you forgot.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's a nightmare, because you just clean the airbrush out and you're like, oh, shit. That
is a point, yeah.
You get all the white bits sprayed, then you realise there's one undercarriage door that you've not done, and you're just like, oh, for God's sake, I have to put it back in again. But usually, all my mistakes, like with putting like scratches in when you're trying to sand, is just trying to cut corners.
Mm.
Trying to rush. It's like,
I say the thing with scrape cleaning is saves a lot of hassle, doesn't it? Really.
Yes. I think that's the biggest thing I've done recently is that thing with scrape cleaning. It's cleaner, more accurate because you're only scraping what you need to. Whereas obviously with sanders, you cause a lot of sort of collateral damage around it, but you can go right where you want it and then just use the sander for the cleanup, if that makes sense, not actually for the seam. And also, if you get that thing with like different heights on fuselage halves, scrape cleaner is lovely just to whip up and down it because you're not ripping out all the detail everywhere around it, you know. So yeah, definitely one of those ones.
I'm going to say the amount of people on here that's tipped glue over.
Yeah. And me, guilty of that one, did it the other day, hence the new cutting mats.
All this stuff.
Yeah.
Set and soul when you just waving your arms around. Graham's just asked you, Nathan, is the Tiger F16 an aftermarket decal sheet? I don't think it is. It comes with a kit, doesn't it?
No, this was an aftermarket one. It was.
Oh, right, okay.
Dig the set out. You can probably still get it. It's Arctic Tigers set.
Who's from?
Got that one. So you got a really, I think it was from a Tiger mate a few years ago. You got the Norwegian one, a nice Turkish one, but the one that's really cool, I like the Spanish F18. But they do it in 48 as well.
I like the Turkish one, actually.
Yeah, so I think it was a Tiger mate from a few years ago. When was it? 2007 Tiger mate. The Spanish one's got some cool tanks, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turkish one's that way. Bit weird, but sorry, the camera's struggling like that, isn't it? But yeah, Model Alliance probably still available from Hannants because that's the company that went bust, and Hannants got all the.
Yeah, they were prolific. They used to come out with like the World Air Power series every year as well, wasn't it? So you used to get all of that this year's markings for different European countries and that.
Hannants, I'm pretty sure you can still get this sheet.
That's a good tip. So
What's
Screwhunter
that?
says is glue 2 pots of glue together. Drastically reduces knocking them over. That's probably a good one, actually.
Yeah.
If you get 2 together, it's less likely to fall over than it is just the one.
Yeah.
Same as set and sole. I just put a little bit in the bottom of one and just keep topping it up.
Yeah.
That's just enough. So if you lay it on its side,
it doesn't go out.
Come out the top.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pure genius, that.
So if it drops out, you might get a little bit of a wave come off it and it's like a bit go out, but it just enough to stop it from coming out. Because, like I said, a number of them I've knocked over.
Yes.
Not a nice shape, are they?
Yeah, they're really.
Putting your brush in, you just knock it.
Base. That's why people have those 3D printed holder things, don't they? Do you know what? Gluing 2 Tamiya pots together with hot glue guns is a genius idea, isn't it? You could glue the green one and the white one together.
Not fitting my stand though.
Yeah.
Just think if you glue all 4 of them together, all 3 of them, you'll have even sturdier. Somebody decided to cut the lawn.
Oh, that's all right.
I have a man to do that. I can't be bothered mowing the lawn.
I need to cut our front lawn. It's desperately in need, and I keep saying to Leslie, I'll go and do it, and then like, I can't bother. I need to do it before Wednesday because that's green bin day. So.
Yeah, you can get loads of 3D printed, freely available. You know, just download them and print them off, or if you know somebody with a 3D printer, for those ones.
I don't know anybody with a 3D printer, do I? Well, not how to use it.
Well, that's it. Everyone's got one. No one uses it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one as well. Display stuff or any high density foam, just cut it to shape and put your bottles inside it.
What, like this?
Yes. Yeah. Look, you've got your wire cutter behind you as well.
What, that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be like, well, nifty on that.
I could do it out of foam.
This is it.
Yeah, good actually. Got some high density foam. Could yeah. No, yeah. Good idea, Phil. That.
That's all right. Robert's all right. He's surviving getting his ones on there. You'll be fine. That's another annoying one. Is the bit where you forget to put the decal on before the pylon goes on. Some decal manufacturers are good. They do it as 2 halves, so it goes round the pylon. But if not, that's another tip. Cut your decal, then go in afterwards and put it round it. Cool. But the thing is, I think really we all have the old brain fart all the time. It's part of modelling. You know, if you don't, you're very disciplined, I would say. Clearly, something we're not.
Or lying, more like.
Or lying.
Yeah.
Everybody's covered a mistake on a model. I think every competition winner's probably covered a mistake on the model.
Oh, of course.
Oh, God, yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. Yeah, no such thing as a perfect model, is there?
No.
Not a model
No.
out there that's been built that's gone perfect. I just don't believe it.
No.
Mm-hmm. Right, should we have a look at some stuff on the old Instagram?
I pull Instagram up.
Right, so don't forget, if you want to get with us at Instagram, we are on here. All right, so if you just put in the old official Flory models and tag us in here, you'll appear in this little lot. So we see we've got some nice ones down in here. So we've got that very nice Lancaster. Can we not get a full screenshot, or is that it? Oops, that's it. There we go.
Ain't got a tail. Don't need the back end.
So we need the back end. It's not
Whose
like yours,
kit's
you've
that?
just got the front.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So this is our
Whose
nice
kit
one
is
with
it?
the weathering, with the cannon on it, the cannon effect.
Is that the 32nd one?
Yeah.
Is it? All right,
Yeah.
the one we've been seeing before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he left his hatches open then. We were saying about that the other day. The Battle of Britain one goes around with it open as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
That's because you can see inside of all that lovely detail.
Well, yes, I suppose. So, but that's the thing. The Wings one doesn't have the bed in it, does it? Notice that on that kit. They've done everywhere, but not the actual centre section. Like the HK one's got all the detail, goes right the way through, isn't it?
So is that the board models one you mean?
Yes, the Border Models one, not the Wings one, clearly.
It's always going to have that curse in it.
Mistake of putting the exhaust on the outside of the outside engine.
Well, they do have a little bit goes over, but not most of it
bit,
goes on the
yeah.
underside.
Hey,
Oh, look,
that's
Viper.
yeah.
That's nice, isn't it?
Nice bit of masking on that.
Whose kit's that?
Tamiya
Tamiya's
32nd.
All right, that looks quite cool, doesn't it?
Very nice. Yes, that's a mammoth masking job on that. Good job.
Tell you what though, it's come out well.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Very, very
Yeah.
nice. Nice to
Good
have a
job.
Viper in something a bit different than grey.
Yeah.
Nice job. Right,
Yeah, really
okay.
nice.
More pictures. Oh, it's video.
Ooh, video, look.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. That's
It does look nice. I like the yellow markings on it as well.
I know I'm sitting here doing F-16s, but I do think they're one of the best jets ever made.
Yes.
These schemes on them, just look at that.
Mm.
That looks ace.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Very tasty. Very
It
tasty.
is. I've built about 4 now of these 32nd Tamiya ones, and they are absolutely great kits to work on. They're a lot of fun. Very nice
It
indeed.
is if you could do fancy schemes like that, not just grey.
Well, mine's proper grey. It's not even multicoloured grey. Mine's just literally grey all over because I did it in hab glass, isn't it?
Yeah.
Proper
What
boring.
made you do that choice?
Well, because nobody done it before. Oh, is that grime? Looks like grime wash.
I don't know.
Ooh. I think we're watching these in the wrong order because this is the masking stage.
I think you are.
Yes.
So they're all
masking.
painted on, are they?
Yeah, well, they're all masked, yeah. With the grey coat
Wow.
going onto it. Lots of masking. Nice.
Has he got the things? Has he done that himself, or is that a masking kit for that?
Don't know. Updated on Viper paint the grey spray. I don't know. Pass. He's obviously got a die cutter if he has.
Mm.
So yes, very nice. Oh look, we've got here a complete lineup of them all. So there we go.
Cool,
We've got
isn't it?
Hurricanes halfway through, Spitfire, and we've got the Yeah, no, he's done it all right because it's just got a bit on the outer ones.
Yeah. It's
Not
that other
full
view, it
on.
looked like it was- Yeah. I agree.
Really, there's a lot of lead in that one. You can make a pencil out of that.
So, whose is the Hurricane then?
Flies, probably.
Oh, fly
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Yeah, it is the fly one.
What's the
Come
one at the
fly with
bottom?
me.
Spitfire,
Spitfire.
is it?
Tamiya 32nd Spitfire. Yeah, it's the clip spit.
Yeah. Clip wing one.
That's really nice.
Nice. Very, very nice. Good job.
F-16 in the background.
Yes. See, where'd you bloody hell do you put them all?
I was about to say there's a lot of room to display there.
Come Christmas, what are you going to do with them all? That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, when you want your table back.
Ooh.
Oh, look.
Look.
A
This is a
Warhammer thing,
Warhammer 40k. Nice.
It's like an alien type
It
thing,
is,
isn't
isn't it? Yeah, it is with a tail like that. Yeah, xenomorph.
Is that what it is it?
I don't know.
I don't know much about Warhammer, so
No.
forgive me, but no, it's cool that.
Very
It's really-
nice. Good job. Nice. Oh, look, we've got a Wessex.
Italy Wessex. Is that Humphrey?
I don't know. I think so. It's in the right one for it. Warning to anyone building this kit: the instructions are very vague.
No, it's not. It's a thingy into it. Humphrey's got because he's got the nose next to it. It's just the normal.
Yeah. What's that? Mark
HU5,
4,
isn't it?
Mark 5, whichever one it is.
It's a UH5, isn't it, or HU5?
UH5. Yeah.
HU5, isn't it?
Hmm.
I know they got it the wrong way around on the box art, didn't they? But
Yeah.
I enjoyed building the Wessex. Andy not so much, but I enjoyed the Wessex. I did.
Yeah, mine, I couldn't believe how far off the panel lines were. Were yours not like that, Matt?
No, got away with it because you got the thing on top anyway, haven't you? So you kind of cover because you're on about the top and the tail, aren't you? Going back.
Yeah, and also on the front of the nose.
Was it? Oh, I
There's
don't know
like
about
diagonals that come down on the nose, and they were like nowhere near each other. And
that. Life's too short to worry about things like that. Just get it together, paint it, whether it looks like a Wessex to me. I like all the wiring and the gibbings inside though.
Yeah, nice internals. Yeah.
That's good. That's going to town on one.
That looks brilliant, doesn't it? The seats look good.
Yeah, no.
Very nice. Oops, sorry, wrong way. Thunderbird 1 or Plunderbird 1. On the go. This is the AIP kit.
Yes, it's the old Ashima kit, isn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, is that the Ashima one? Yeah.
Yes, and they did the lot, but I love the box. How they've done it with the old
Yeah.
TV. That's just brilliant. Yeah.
Proper cool. Very, very
Look at the
cool.
size of that speaker on that TV.
Proper heavy TVs. All that wood and glass. Not like today.
Sound like a multi-gym.
I remember the days.
God, imagine
Imagine
having one of them now and trying to watch it.
Imagine trying to explain to children after you have to get up to change the channel.
What? And only 3
Dial.
channels.
The little pen marks, biro marks where BBC 1 and 2 were.
Yeah, have to dial it in with a coat hanger on the back.
Wait, wasn't it Red Diffusion? We used to have a thing on the wall, like a dial on the wall.
Oh God, I don't remember that.
I don't remember that bit.
I was only young, but I can remember it, and I'm sure that was something to do with the TV. We're like switching the channels or something. I'll have to ask my mother.
I seem to vaguely remember going around to somebody's house and having that, but
yeah.
Shame John's not here. He could take us about the one where you stand and light the candle in the middle and turn the handle. Is he in chat yet? Has he finished work?
It should be finished now. Where is he? Lightweight. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
A Scorpion.
That's cool.
Life item.
Scorpion. Very nice. That's cool, that is.
yeah.
Ooh,
Nice.
like that.
Giving you ideas, is it?
Yeah, look at that. That's proper scratch building, kit bashing. Go for it.
Yeah. it's
Got
good,
Mandalorian markings. Very cool.
that. In case no one in chat's noticed that John's the oldest out of all us in the team, so
If we had to make that clear. Sorry, who's
No,
in this one? Steve.
hey,
He's not here to defend himself.
Well, this is it. Throw him under the bus. So
Yeah,
that looks
no,
like a
I'm-
Spitfire cockpit to me. Could be wrong. Am I wrong? Is that Spitfire? Yeah, it must be 2 bottles. Was that Mark 9? Mark 5?
Don't know whose kit is it. Give us a bit more
I
info.
don't know. There's nothing here. He's only just put it
No,
up.
nothing. We need some info, don't we? So we can shout out whose kit it is and
Yes.
what scales and marks. So yeah, just hashtag whoever it is in scales and
Yeah,
stuff.
tag us in this bit and then we can come and have a look. Good job, people. Very good.
What's going on there, isn't there?
Oh, look, Nathan's working on weapons. Is that your penguin missile?
It is my penguin.
So is this that Academy kit, did you say?
These missiles are from the weapons set, the Hasegai weapons set.
Oh, right, okay.
And the fuel tanks are Academy ones.
Right, why you use the Academy ones? Don't you get them with the Revell one?
The Revell ones, I don't like the way they look around the back here. They have like a seam line inside the recessed bit, and it's just rubbish.
Yeah, don't they have the little dome? They have a little dome in there, isn't it?
Yeah, but Academy have like a little disc that fits in, and it's a lot easier. So it's going to have penguin missiles there.
Yeah.
AIM-9s and some AMRAAMs here. Be fully loaded. Ready for an anti-ship strike in the North Sea, I reckon.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then the Danish one's going to have nothing. I can't be bothered doing two.
The old penguin missile's got massive great fins on it. Curvy back tail fins on it, the big ones at the back in there.
Got a huge. I'll show you one now. This one's half built. It's like that.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. But the Norway apparently were the only air force to carry them. But with the amount of coastline Norway's got, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anti-ship missile on the F-16.
Nathan's the baby of the group. Chad saying, who's the youngest Flory member? Well, I don't know about membership, but team-wise, Nathan. Isla, I think, is still the youngest, isn't she?
Yeah, 4 years old.
4-year-old
Yeah.
Isla, yes.
I'm actually the oldest out of us, but I don't look it. Sometimes. Depends on the drugs I'm on that particular day.
Depending on the lighting in the room.
Yeah, if it's turned off.
And what filters you're using.
Yeah. It's turned off and we're in 720p.
Yeah.
James says John's so old he can remember when Frog was new tooling. He probably could.
John's a year younger than me, isn't he?
Yeah. Look, he's in chat, look, the old man.
He is in there. I just saw that actually. Third from the bottom. He's lurking down the bottom, look.
He is.
He is in there.
Younger than Andy, just.
Oh dear. It's good to see you, John.
John had a hard paper round and then post round.
Yes.
Literally. Have you had a busy day, John?
Been doing yesterday's post. It's like they're going to be yesterday's post forever now, aren't they?
Oh, it's Tammy Mott on Spitfire.
Yeah,
Tammy Mott
just
was
saw
Spitfire,
that.
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Roland says, quick question. Seeing that Flory model Sanders are sadly going away, any suggestions for replacements? We've had this a lot. And like I say, go to your local Superdrug or wherever it is and buy Sanders from there, because you'll find that's what they always are. So again, just they're very, very similar, all of them.
Some people have mentioned some manufacturers in chat, and we might have I might buy some myself and see what they're like, and then chuck a couple filler mats away and see what they think. And
I'm all right. I've got Sanders to last me forever. I'm fine. I've hoarded my stash for the next lifetime.
I've got quite a few as well, but that's a problem because we've got them anyway.
Matt's got some Godhand ones, hasn't you?
Yeah, I have. You did give me some Godhand Sanders, but they're kind of more polishing, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I bought some cheap ones off Amazon, and most of them, the grades on them, are polishing grades rather than being sanding grades. So they're a bit.
Yeah, Nathan gave me a couple of packets of these lot.
All right.
They're difficult to get though. Well, they're a sensible price anyway.
Godhand, aren't they? So that's why they're still in the packet, and you know.
Probably stay like that for another 5. I've had them in a packet
There
for
was
5 years.
there was 400 yen.
Yeah.
And 500 yen. What's that account to in our pennies?
No idea. Probably about.
It was like 4,000 grit, 6,000, 8,000 and 10,000. And then I don't know what this one is. What's this one? 800, 400, 240, 120 and 600. So yeah,
I don't know what they're like. Never got round to using them.
No, they're just too nice. They do the nice packaging, don't they? The Japanese as well.
Somebody needs to sort out importing Godan stuff into the UK.
Be nice. It would be nice. Somebody must have tried before, sure. Yeah, it's how you go about it, isn't it?
A lot of paperwork.
I'll ask my man in the know.
You get a lot of interest from the Gundam community with it because it's very much their sort of thing, isn't it? As well as ours, but yeah, so they're very about it, don't they?
Really nice tools, but they're just a nightmare to get hold of.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it from a couple of Japanese sellers, but then you're going to get hit by customs.
Yeah.
Can I personally thank you for going to work today, John, so we could all get a mail? And parcels.
Yes. How was your day off yesterday, John? Or were you on, like, the line?
With your orange...
In your orange tabard. There you go. You're okay. Robert says, panic over. We can all relax now as he's managed to get the decal acceptably cut and relocated for his underside. That's all right on the Hunter. Good job.
Hold on about the book.
Yeah.
The fit stuff. Good. A modeller's designed it. That's why it's good.
Yes. Pranjit put a lot of thought into how it goes together, not just what it'll look like. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're expecting to see it on next week's gallery then, aren't we?
Yeah.
Finished, up, done.
Buccaneers, and I'm still expecting to see Border Models Lancasters everywhere, but I haven't seen any yet.
No.
I wonder why.
Is anyone actually building one?
Yeah, that's a good point. I
know we got one going in the forum. That's it.
But
So-
well, there's that one on it. Is the one on Insta? Is that a HK one?
Yeah,
That's an
that's
HK,
HK
isn't
one.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
The amount of money it costs, you don't really want to throw it together, do you? For a quick. No prizes for being first with that one.
No. Take your time with it.
After all the hoo-ha, you'd think, we'd at least see one done.
What did we say the timescale was between the Navy and the RAF 72nd Buccaneers?
A year, wasn't it?
It was just over a year, I think. Yeah.
9 months to a year, I'm going to say.
I'm thinking 18 months.
Yeah, I know, James. I've seen yours in the forum. That's what I said. We got one going in the forum. You're the only one who's doing it.
I finished it then.
Have a breather for a minute.
It's going to be next year, isn't it, before we see a RAF Buccaneer?
Or might be a bit more. But it's usually within sort of 18 months, isn't it? So, but you won't see it for a year. I can tell you that now.
Nothing wrong with building a Navy one. They look nice in that. I know the schemes are all the same colour, but they do look nice in that dark grey.
Yes. Dark sea blue, or is it extra dark sea blue?
It's like your scheme is chosen, you just get to choose your squadron, that's it.
Yeah, just your tail markings, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, they were like that because they had lots of them all going around, wasn't
Yeah.
Yep.
You should have been able to do an anti-flash white one.
I know why you can't.
Because it's got small intakes in it.
There's a fillet on just where the intakes and the fuselage. This is Pramjit needs credit for this because he told me. But somewhere between the intakes and the fuselage, there's a fillet.
Right.
It's different. So you could do a South African one and a anti-flash white one, but it wouldn't be quite right. Which most people could live with it, but obviously Airfix would get hammered if they did it like that. Because I built my Navy one got built as a South African one. So it's technically not right here, and I had to scratch build a couple of aerials. Because it's the Bombay that's the big difference, isn't it? Well, there's some little difference just in front of. There might be some other odd little lumps and bumps I don't know about. But, Pramjit said they would have done it, but they couldn't because the way it was moulded. you can't do the early.
Speaking of Buccaneers, there's a rumour going around that down in Thunder City, you know, their ones they've got down in there, the Buccaneers might be flying again soon.
Where's that?
That's down in Cape Town, isn't it?
Oh, is that the one with the lightning?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're saying they
right.
don't think the Lightnings will be flying anytime soon, but they're hoping to get the Hunters and the Buccaneers back up, isn't it?
Be
The
interesting, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Do you think we'll see them anywhere else?
No, I don't think so.
No.
They can get permission to fly, can they?
No.
Well, if it's a Buccaneer, it can go under the radar, can't it?
It's just not really good.
Yeah, fly at 50 feet up the channel.
Yeah.
Isn't it the rule about it's the engines or something that the Civil Aviation Authority won't license it, will they?
No. It's a bit like anything with an afterburner as well, isn't it? In the UK, I know in the US, I think it's slightly different, but they won't let anything with an afterburner be privately owned or something.
I think it's something like that, isn't it? I wonder what the most advanced aircraft is that you can have privately.
Mm.
Someone in the US has got Harrier, isn't there?
Yeah, they got MiG-29s in the US privately owned as well, wouldn't it? So.
I wonder if you can have a Sabre MiG-15.
We can get a Sabre and a MiG-15 over here, can't you? That's all right.
You're allowed a jet, aren't you? Privately.
So why does thingy though? Don't the Viggen and Draken and all that? They're privately owned, aren't they? The Swedish stuff.
Yeah, but I suppose because it comes in and it's got the support of a government, maybe. So.
Or Saab.
Saab, yeah.
Well, Saab aren't no more, are they?
Adam G's put on the flight. There are private flying Hawks and Harriers. Hunters, maybe.
God, could you imagine the cost of?
Yeah, there was a Hunter at Riyadh that was privately owned. Price of jet fuel, I bet nobody wants to fly them at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
What was the sort of most eclectic thing that Riyadh then?
The Trago Mills plane.
Pardon, what?
The Trago Mills plane was there.
Was it?
You know, that plane.
Yeah, it used to be hanging in the mezzanine level as you're going through the entrance at the other end.
That's the Trago Mills plane at Riyadh.
Where the train display thing is.
Yeah, on the ceiling. Did they take it down, did they, and took it up to Riyadh?
I hope it wasn't that
I think it looks like a death trap.
What is it?
Oh, it's
like a little Cessna type thing.
Well, it's not even that. It looks like a kite with an engine.
Yeah, if you imagine like a Cessna classed with like a Messerschmitt bubble car, you're about there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you know when we're usually sat outside waiting for the stragglers to come out?
Yes, I know what you mean. Round where the pond is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I know what you mean. I never knew there's out up there. Never looked up. I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm always rummaging in my bags at the bargains I've picked up.
Or seeing what he's managed to get out without paying for.
Oi. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Tell you what, the Indian place at Trago, get yourself down there, Phil. It's really nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Got 10 out of 10 from Andrew, just someone who knows.
Well, yes, this is true. Yes, definitely. Oh, well, that's good. Just a quick one here. Joe says that obviously he's at work and everything, but he's just been made the crew chief at the Buccaneer at Norwich Aviation Museum.
Oh, cool.
Nice. Good job. Can we come and play?
There's an invite.
Can we have an invite and come and play for the day?
It's only an hour and a bit for me to get to Coventry from here, I think.
Yeah, there's lots of hunters that are privately owned in the UK. There's quite a few of them, isn't it? You used to have the Hunter Preservation Society, used to be based locally to me at Exeter, before they flattened all the hangars and built nice new ones for everybody else there.
There'll be a Vulcan going cheap soon if someone wants to buy it.
That's a fair point. Have they decided how they're getting it out yet?
Yeah, in bits to the scrap man.
You're going to have a bit in everyone's car and make a convoy.
You know what they'll do? Hopefully they can get it somewhere I wonder if Elvington.
Where are they going to put it?
Is there enough of the runway at Elvington left to land it there?
They've said that they're not having it there.
That would be a shame. It would go so well with the Victor.
No.
Because really, it needs to stay inside. I don't think they've got any room to put it inside.
Quick one here. Hold on, just before it goes. Ed says that he's planning on buying the damaged box Great Wall Hobbies. He says he's buying the damaged Great Walls Hobbies SU-27. Can you hang on to it and combine postage with the MiG-29 pre-order?
MiG-29?
They're doing the Ukrainian digital one.
Ed, we ain't going to be seeing that for I don't know when, mate. So we can hang on to it, but you might have a bit of a long wait.
A layer of dust on it when you get it.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, Misdemeanor's still flying. Wasn't it flying at Riyadh this year? I'm pretty sure Misdemeanor's still flying because she's quite a young hunter in the great scheme of things.
I know.
Is she still in that same star scheme?
Star scheme, yeah.
There was a 2-seat Hunter on the static.
Was it a Sabre, an F-86?
Yes.
Where's that come from?
That's Duxford's, isn't it?
France.
Oh, is that France? I know Duxford's got one, haven't they?
I think it was a French one. They did like a US Air Force special display, so they had like a P-47 or P-51 all the way up to the F-35.
Did the F-86 fly in then, or was it a...
It didn't fly, it was on static. But it flew in.
It flew into them.
It's on. If you watch your you can go on YouTube and watch that Planes TV Arrivals and Departures Day. Worth a watch when you're modelling.
So what actually flew then when you were there?
The best display for me was when the Austrians did a QRA to intercept their own Hercules, which was quite cool. The F-35 did a really short display, so I flew in, did a few hovers and jetted off.
Yeah, I've seen it online. A few people say it was a bit disappointing.
It was very good display, but like blinking, you missed it. Sort of
Can't be disappointed when we went.
I mean,
the F-22, wasn't it?
When the F-35 hovers, it literally doesn't move.
Yeah,
like a Harrier, or we'd had a bit of a wobble or a wiggle. Yeah. This thing is like rock solid. Just makes a racket, but stays weirdly still. It's so still, it's weird. But then it's just like the standard stuff.
Do you think, right, all the computer gubbins that keeps that thing in the air, if a Harrier had it, it would be as stable? Because that's what keeping that stable on computers, isn't it?
Yeah, because the Harrier was manual, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was some pilot actually properly doing it, not a computer.
Yeah, because the Harrier would correct, wouldn't he? Correct with wind and stuff, but this thing it's just weirdly still. It's almost like it's just surreal how it.
Well, it's like a quadcopter, isn't it? And you just hover, just don't move. No matter what the wind's doing or anything else, it just doesn't move.
It's thingy way, how it does it though, isn't it? Obviously like with turbulence and wind and all that, and it's just still.
Yes.
How the computer obviously manages it.
In it. I mean, it must correct so instantaneously that you don't.
But that's what I mean. Yeah, it's got to be just like blink of an eye, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ross says in chat that a Lightning XS 422 is on return to fly in the US.
Oh. It'd be nice to get one of them in the air again.
It was quick.
Yeah.
Joe says that you can sort out a little tour for us if we want. Come and play. He'll message us later. Fair enough. It's a date.
Why not? So, is that just us or everybody who's watching? And
yeah, that's it.
Is this an open invitation?
Yes.
Wives, girlfriends, children.
Yes, that's it. Very nice.
Oh look, it's not completely computers back then. You didn't and ducting. Oh, right, okay.
It must be the computer sort of. Must have some sort of auto stabilizer setting on it there.
Well, it'd be all GPS, won't it? So it'll know where it is. So over the ground. and just keep itself in that spot, isn't it? I think the smartest thing is obviously because it doesn't have a heads-up display, because it's obviously the pilot has it, so there's just nothing in front of him. That must be a bit weird. You know, he's obviously got his TV screen below. What was it, a 27-inch monitor, whatever he has, touchscreen. But you say to not actually have anything in front of you must be a bit odd. So
Xbox, isn't it?
Well, this is it.
Xbox
and then
generation.
Through the sight, a bit like an Apache, you can look through the floor. So he can look down through the floor where he's going to land and look at it because it's all them. Because he's got a camera and it superimposes it, so he can look through his own aircraft. That's cool. So
it must be so strange.
Mm.
You can see something between your feet. It's just through an air.
Yeah, see, the future's here. Now everyone's getting F-35s. As I say, I didn't realise, was it the Norwegian one? Somebody was saying in our chat that they're the only ones fitted with drag chutes. It's like, because obviously the icy runways, you can't brake on them, so that's why they use a drag chute. So that's cool.
Land on ice rinks, basically, don't they?
Mm. That's it. The Australians have got theirs now as well. No, the Japanese have got theirs now. That's sadly why the Phantoms have all gone.
Here's the future.
Yes.
We're getting on a bit though, weren't they?
Well, yeah, definitely.
It's mad to think that the F-16's getting a bit long in the tooth, though.
Mm.
Still making them.
Yes. There you go. The smartest thing in a Harrier was the pilot. Very true, you see.
Yeah.
Man and machine in perfect harmony.
There's a good podcast on YouTube called this weird channel name 10% True.
Hmm.
And they do without adverts. Best thing about it is no adverts. They do like 2-hour interviews with pilots. And they did the interviews with David Morgan, the Sea Harrier pilot. He's one that got an anti-aircraft round through the tail.
Hmm. Yeah.
He was saying just before he landed, he had another Harrier just hover around his tail to have a look at what was still there because he wasn't quite sure if he could put it in the hover and stuff. And he landed it. But it's a really good interview with him.
I think I'd rather hear them interview the chap who got lost and landed on the container ship.
There's a documentary about that. Yeah.
His radio went unserviceable.
Yeah, he had no navigation, did he? So he couldn't find his way back to the carrier, and he was out of fuel. And
they had to pay to get it back, didn't they?
Yeah, that's it. They claim salvage rights to the ship.
Yeah.
But they said he went out low because he was doing like a simulated thing where he went out really, really low and then climbed, so you weren't revealing where your carrier was.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he came to radio to return home, it's like his radio didn't work. And he switched his radar on. The only big signal nearby was this container ship. And he landed on it. And he had a secret missile on it, the AIM-9L.
Oh, did he?
He had to lock the seeker head of the missile in the captain's toilet to keep it secret. The company did say, look, it's salvage. We want more money. And the Royal Navy basically said, look, every day it's losing value. And they got it off him for a price of a squadron patch. and an amount of money. But yeah, he talked about the pilot that did that, and he was off West African coast. It literally was his radio wasn't working. He couldn't find the carrier, and he was either going to eject next to the ship or have a go crack at landing on it.
Mm.
And there's Tom Cruise can find his aircraft carrier with the radio not working until the last minute and
they go on 10%.
Shot up speakers and
go on YouTube. 10% True. We've got interviews. A really good one on the Raven, the F-111, and how that thing was just a box of magic. That thing, what it could do, is amazing. Get on 10% True podcast. Really good.
Yeah, like James is saying, it's true, isn't it? They used to take helicopter pilots. Because obviously you need to be a helicopter pilot to hover a Harrier, but you have to be a jet fighter pilot to fly it normally. So it was easier to get helicopter pilots' mindset than it was for a jet fighter pilot's mindset to be a helicopter pilot. So
maybe
it is nice, and it was very nice to see the Matadors. Was it last year we're at Riyadh? both the AV8Bs.
Yeah, they were good.
Hmm.
Not many.
Is everyone still using them now then? Because I know the US Marines have retired them, haven't they?
Well, I say you got a few down in there. VMA 231, 5242, 203, and 233 that are left for Harriers.
Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? It's good aircraft.
So imagine they'll all get F-35s, will they, eventually?
Assume so. Apparently, the Raphael outsells the F-35. I would think so, because don't forget, the F-35, isn't it? 120 billion, squillion, trillion a pot. It's a bit more expensive than a Raphael. But, yes. But I like the Raphael. It's very French. It looks nice. It's got good curves. It's a smart-looking aircraft.
It is, yeah. I know what you mean.
It's on the list. I've not even bought a Raphael, but it's on the list. I think
You got the Revell one?
I will at some point pick it up, but
again, that's a really good kit. The Revell kit's really nice. Obviously, Hobby Boss do it as well, but I think the Revell kit's a little bit nicer.
You know what? I was just thinking about that a Revell. There's not a good one in 72nd, is there?
That's a good point. I can't think of what. Do Hobby Boss do it in 72nd?
I think Revell do it.
I said a good one.
No, but it's one of those you have to. Do you know what? Is that one of those kits that's got the reputation, but it's actually?
I have no idea even if there is one in 72nd. No, there is one, but I think Hobby Boss do. Did Italeri do one? But obviously that would have been a prototype or something because that would have been old. But I don't know.
I reckon is the Revell really that bad?
You'd have thought like Kinetic. I know they do 48, so just bear with this because the Revell one's knocking on a bit, even though it's a really good kit, isn't it? Obviously they've done the Etendards and the Mirage 3s, and it's a natural progression, isn't it, to do a Rafale for Kinetic?
Yeah. Rafale M72, is it that bad?
There you go. Adam's saying Germany is reportedly paying 240 million per F-35. See, they're not cheap, are they? Not when they have a bird get sucked in it and falls out the sky.
I thought they was having something else.
Well, they were going to have the Growlers, weren't they?
What happened to that?
I don't know. Didn't their new government block it at the last minute or something until they were having another think?
I think the thing with the Germans, they were looking to replace the Tornado, but politics buggered it up. So they never put a replacement in. But you needed to do that 15 years ago, didn't you? You're going to build one yourself.
Yes.
But I think that obviously with what's happened in the Ukraine, Germany has suddenly found a bit of money it didn't have before.
Quite a lot of money, haven't they?
Yeah. I think the F-35...
Have they been rooting down the back of the sofa?
I think so, yeah. But they've got a new government as well. 240 million each. God, if you prang one of them...
It is one of those whoops moments, isn't it? Can you imagine you do prang it through, something stupid? You're like, shit.
You do your car bumper in and it's going to be 800 quid to fix it. You think, that sick feeling you get in your tummy when you do £400 of damage to your car.
Yeah.
Oh, if you slam one of them into the ground, it's like...
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sure you would be popular.
The thing is, I know obviously we were talking about cost of everything at the moment going through the roof, but when you're talking technically then 240 million per aircraft, and technically they've only got an inside service life of say 5,000 hours, probably something like that, which isn't many years if they're using them a lot. It's like, Jesus, that gets expensive.
Like Christopher said, these aircraft are maintained by 19-year-old men.
And
considering women. Considering my wife had to spend about an hour on the phone to my son, who's 19-year-old, at university doing a degree in aeronautical engineering, explaining to him how to work the washing machine in his new house.
Oh, it's not so bad, because Otto does point out that 240 million also includes all parts and servicing. So it's a bit like my car. I'm under a service plan still until November for mine.
When you've got... you've got $1 billion and you can, you've got 4 of them and a bit of change left over.
Yeah, you got all that and enough for a McFlurry. Brilliant.
I guess the Germans were just wanting something in service relatively quick and rather than capable as well. So it's like,
yes.
I mean, we're a tier 1 sort of thing, aren't we? Because we in at the start, weren't we?
Well, we designed some of the bits on it as well, didn't we? Like the engine on the
the uppy downy bit. That's us.
Germans are just a pure customer, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's weird, the Germans never did the F-16 either.
No.
We're a NATO country. They've always been a bit like us, I guess, a bit different.
Just trying to keep the workload in your own country, though, isn't it?
Yeah, the uppy downy bit's all Rolls Royce, isn't it? So I think that's where it come from, our contribution into it. But because we were a what do they call it? When you're part of the design, isn't it? So I think we get a discount. £10 off.
Is that how it works? Is it?
Well, yeah, because we designed the engine system, isn't it?
Yeah, so you get a discount on the.
So they turn around and say you could have 10% off for that. Thank you very much.
We probably signed the contract like how many years ago?
Oh, yeah, it was a long program, wasn't it? Yeah.
We've probably got a price from 15, 20 years ago, and that's what's done it, isn't it? It's just gone up.
I think the worry was always, and I know a lot of people used to say about it, that when aircraft did, and I think James was just saying about the Harrier, £35 million was roughly the cost of a Harrier back in the day. So that's fair enough. But when planes cost over 100 million or 200 million time, it's the bit where you get like a natural hurricane comes through or the hangar roof falls in and you lose 7 at once. It's, your force has gone now, because whereas before you might have 30, 40 aircraft sat around your airfield, they're probably all the same in one nice hangar. And if anything happens, that's your lot gone in one hit.
Did the F-35 do the... What's all right? If you're taking an F-35 in, it's stealth, isn't it? Ish,
yeah.
Is that there to take out the sort of a country's air defence?
Well, what they use it for, isn't it, is they can use the F-35 as its first strike, and then obviously your secondary quite as stealthy aircraft come in behind. So it would work for SEAD, isn't it? Like suppression of air defences, all that type of command and control strikes, all of those, because they're stealthy. And then obviously afterwards you'll get the non-stealthy stuff comes in after them.
We've got the F-35 plus the Typhoon. Interesting, isn't it? So the F-35 does the really dangerous first few missions. Takes out the command and control and as much of the anti-aircraft as they can, and then they just send in the F-16s, Eurofighters, the Rafales. Sure.
Mike's just saying here that the Luftwaffe are currently deployed their Typhoons to northern Australia for exercise Pitch Black, which is a huge exercise now, isn't it? That's got massive. It's the longest overseas deployment in 80 years. Since World War II.
35 million in 1980.
Right. Yeah.
It's worth 117 million now.
Right.
So still fairly cheap compared to.
What can you get the new F-16s for? Not that I'm in the market for one, but.
Yeah, but that new exercise in Northern Australia has gone huge, isn't it? I think they've got isn't South Korea involved with that as well? And a lot of the countries around it, we're involved with it. The US is involved with it. I think there's a lot of countries that are getting involved with that particular exercise now.
Right. So it says here that the US Air Force has done a $14 billion contract for F-16.
See, we're in the wrong business. We need to move into the military side of things and have some of these big military contacts that they chuck out like sweets.
Yeah.
We're back to private military contractors again. I'll tell you, those were the days. Have a blank check, do what you like.
Yeah.
Literally, that's what it was like. It was crazy, but there you go.
World has changed a little bit, hasn't it? 62 billion.
Stealth Sanders, that's it. That's what we need
Yes.
to do. They are very stealthy now. You won't see them.
Stealth Sanders, that's the new range on the website.
Hey, it's
Brilliant.
like the Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah, James has pointed out, 'cause you're making James. Well, James used to work on the Harrier, didn't you? Weren't you a tinsmith for the Harriers? Back in the 90s.
What, 1890s?
No, I think Andy's doing, what was you doing? A price for a Kestrel? Was that 1962?
Hey, what?
Don't forget, they were still building the Harriers at the beginning. Like, well, the FA2s had loads of hours left on them because they were basically new when they scrapped them. So, yes.
That's why they went to the Marines, isn't it?
Yeah, because they've got lots of spares and we gave them away for next to out.
Still need an ejection seat, don't we?
Yeah, we're still making an ejector seat. That's the good thing. God bless Martin Baker. Wasn't it the Phantom went down the other day? Because I'm on Martin Baker's thing, and it was like another 2 lives saved. So, yeah, there you go. James is in both now. That's going to get confusing. 1989 to 2000. There you go. Not being funny. That's like, you know, no disrespect to James here, but that's proper work. Not like now where it's all like done on a 3D printer, these planes. I'm sure you're going to get somebody say now, I work on them and it's a lot harder than that. But yeah, you get proper people bending real metal on a real machine, fitting it, bespoke coach working Harriers together, no doubt. But it would have been back then, I assume. Oh, Krista's been getting on with his... Lisa Krista's doing some work. Look, it's coming
Yeah,
together.
so we're all on track with down tools again.
Yeah, that's it. He's doing is that a bridge laying kit then? Whose kit is that? Do we know?
It's your Matchbox kit.
Oh, is it the Matchbox one? That explains it.
Yeah. It's just then got the obviously mud-coloured styrene. Yes.
Nigel says there's an interesting video on YouTube about stealth. Apparently, birds like the F-22 and F-35 can be tracked relatively easily with low-frequency radar. What you can't get is a visible weapons lock on them. In other words, they can see them coming, just can't shoot them down. Yeah, but you can shoot them down with your cannons.
Lasers. That's what everyone's going to have next, be lasers.
I saw it happen last night. Shoot them down with cannons with your F-22, F-14.
F-14, yeah, your F-14A.
Easy.
God, give it up.
You need to watch it, man.
Matt's the only person who hasn't seen Top Gun 2.
I've not seen it yet. I was supposed to go to the cinema on Thursday night to see it, but then I bought it on Apple thingy.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I might get to watch it this weekend.
It's on everything at the moment, isn't it?
I watched the old Top Gun on Wednesday night, ready to watch the new one on Thursday. But the old one still stands up. I think it's a good film.
Look, that's
What
the
is it?
kit.
Can't beat Top Gun. It's brilliant.
It's a cheese fest.
Proper
It is.
kit.
It's massively cheesy.
It is a proper kit. It's Matchbox.
It is.
A future topic for our vlogcasty things, obviously.
Yes, if you want to join us for our vlogcast and join in live,
Yeah,
like and subscribe.
exactly. And all that other stuff. So, yes. How's Insta going?
Oh, shall I have a look?
Any update? Because we're coming up to our last hour. So,
Well, we have got some updates. We're okay. Hold on.
good.
Right, Ian is obviously working on a bit of a Greebly build here. Is that a hose pipe connector? Brilliant.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Really cool, isn't it?
That's pretty cool, that is. Love it. That's what we're talking about. For people who don't know this, let me just explain to the audience. At the moment, we've got a group build running, which is basically a scratch building Greebly. It doesn't matter what it is, just make something interesting. So, we've got some great stuff going on at the moment, which I'll be covering on the Tuesday show, to be honest. And but yeah, look, so we've got some hosepipe gear going on this one.
It's fair. It gives you a sense of scale because that's the sort of size I thought Nathan's Coke bottle was going to be.
Yeah.
Then you were sadly disappointed when you saw it in real life.
Have you got
Smallest bottle of Coke in the world.
We've all been guilty of that one. Looks bigger from this angle. Right.
Yeah.
But no, that's a very good start. Loving that. Keep going. Great job. And we've got, hold on. We're on the that's not dark dirt in there. What have you got in there? It looks a bit gritty.
That?
I don't know. It's a 432 though. I know that bit. We've got the mortar hatch open at the back.
It's about to be launched to the moon.
Yes. Very nice though. Very good. Nice and weathery. It's what we like.
Good kit, that, isn't it? 432.
It is. It's a great kit, I have to say.
It is. Yeah.
Really, really good kit, that one. Nice to have it back because we didn't have it for years, did we?
No, we've got some in, or we did have it if we sold out.
Yeah,
there'll be 10% off. The Bulldog as well. We've got the Bulldog in. So.
Very nice. And so that's it. Oh, it's Mark,
I think
actually.
That's primer.
Oh, is that the primer?
I think it's primer in your bottle, I think.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
'Cause it certainly ain't wash.
No. It does look like primer, doesn't it?
Yeah, but he's put grey on the 432, so
Yeah, it's
Oh,
got
I
a bit
don't
of
know
grey.
then.
I don't know. Perhaps
It's
he's
a
just making
mystery.
a thing. Mystery, absolutely. Alan, we got this one here. It's work in progress. Great Wall Hobbies 48 scale T33 shooting star.
See, that if that don't sell one, nothing will.
Look at that. Very smart. Nice collection in the background. Look.
Nice Portuguese, isn't it? That one?
Yeah, Portugal.
nice, isn't it?
Something different with the day glow orange. I like that.
It is nice with a bit of day glow, I must admit. You can't go wrong with the kits. And
Nice.
obviously it's in flight on a nice stand as well.
I'm just looking on his shelf as well. Go back.
Sorry.
I like it when you do not obvious.
There's a nice day glow
Skyhawk.
Yeah. Skyhawk behind as
Got
well.
a Super Tucano.
Yeah.
Very nice. We got a shooting star. Got a couple of F-16s across the top. Got a Spang one. Can't see what the others are. What's that? An F2? Mitsubishi F2.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Starfighter in it.
Nice. So
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, look. Underneath shot.
Yes.
Nice
Very
and bright.
Got a Bitburg F-15. Very nice.
Nice plant as well, look.
It is. Very nice plant. Yes.
Yeah. Nice to have a bit of plant life in your workroom, innit? If that
Absolutely.
dies, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, he's using it like a canary. If his plant dies, he needs to open the window.
Yeah.
Did we have any more pictures off of that one and that one? Sorry, I didn't check for other pictures. No, we didn't. Okay. Very nice.
Get your pictures up so we can have a look.
Yes, get your pictures in, people, so we can have a look-see.
Yeah.
Right, where are we? I'm just lost here. There we go.
There we go.
God, I was looking at Nathan at the time. When we came on camera, it's like, what is that? Oh, thank God. He's working on a model. Oh, look, is this his Coke bottle? Hold
This
on.
is Greebly build.
We thought when he said Coke bottle, it was going to be like a 2-litre.
It was originally a Coke bottle, but I'm keeping the Coke bottle inspiration for the shape.
Right.
And then it's going to have half a atom bomb stuck underneath it. And maybe, I don't know, bits coming off here and another bit underneath. It's just going to end up however it ends up. Because if you look at the big spaceship on Aliens, they've got really cool stuff with like long, like
Yes.
big pit-up probe thing sticking out. Something you put that underneath.
Mm-hmm.
Some engines here, and then like a bit that's sort of like a gondola on a. I don't know. It's gonna be a bit bonkers, but the thing I've done is this armor plating, and I'm just gluing the sort of not so good bits on. Sand it down a bit just to reduce the sort of lumpiness. Just sort of see how it goes. Really, I have no real plan for it.
That's the best thing about them, innit? These freebies.
Yeah.
Just to build and see what you come up with.
I've got a nice blank area here to play with, so that's where I'll do the greebly bit and glue on bits of kits to sort of. But it is going to look like I've thrown the kitchen sink at it when I'm done, I think. Yeah, but I thought I'd keep the original Coke bottle idea.
So what you used as the base then? Is that like a Yakult bottle or something?
This is literally plastic card.
Oh right, so you've
See
not.
down it,
Oh right, I can
like
see
that.
there. You've not used a bottle right I'm with you.
But I just kept the Coke bottle shape.
Right.
It's like done. It's almost built like a roof with like stringers and stuff.
Yeah.
Then just because I was not getting smooth finish I wanted, I've gone for this sort of like armadillo, random armor plating sort of. What do you see? Moving light, you get the effect, don't you? Just need to glue the few corners in and sand it down just to knock the edges back a bit. It's going to have like loads of bits stuck on, needs engines building up. Got till Christmas on this one, haven't I?
Yeah, you got loads of time. That's the thing with it. Just have fun. Absolutely have fun. Which clearly you are. If not, it'll make a very nice ornament hanging on your Christmas tree.
Yes.
You could wrap it in some nice foil and put it on the Christmas tree as a decoration.
Yeah. But I've got the idea that somewhere in here is a big cannon for blowing up Imperial starships. Don't know. We'll see.
But it's a home mix of light and dark dirt.
Yes, I'm just reading that.
You can mix them up. Most people don't know that, do they?
David said it looks like a Mac 2 kit. Very close.
Yeah. Really burning out on the lights, isn't it? You can't really see it.
Yeah, what you want to do is gloss black that and then chrome it or something. That'll look cool.
Yeah.
Have all the dents and the bits and pieces coming out with it. Yes.
What are you doing now, Neve?
Just flooded it with extra thin and just holding down the bits. Some of the bits have not stuck down.
Together.
I mean, I could super glue it, but I'll get a stronger join. Just have to soften it and just wait a minute for it to bite.
Sorry. They're on about Top Gun here. They could do a prequel from like the Battle of Britain, or you could have Top Gun's granddad, taking on the Japanese Imperial Navy.
But don't give them ideas, for God's sake.
Well, Maverick's dad was an F4 Phantom pilot from Vietnam.
He was, yes. Yeah.
That would be a good film to do it.
Yeah.
That would be a mint one.
Yeah, but Tom Cruise would be starring as his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, starring Tom Cruise in a Tom Cruise film with Tom Cruise.
You know what? If I'm as good
Producer, director.
Yes.
Yeah. He's not doing bad for someone who's 60.
He does look good, I must admit. He looks a lot better than I do.
60, I'd be happy. I reckon I'm waiting for that 8th Air Force thing that Apple have bought off HBO to come out.
Why do you think we'll ever see it?
Well, Apple have bought the rights to it. Apparently, it's in production.
Is it all right?
Series, is it?
Yeah, it's like the follow-on from Band of Brothers that HBO just never did anything with it. Apple bought the rights to it.
Tom Cruise is the Red Baron.
Blairio. Keep that chick. So I might get to watch Top Gun 2 tonight.
Yes, you should, and enjoy it. It is what it is. It's a bit of fun.
I think I like Top Gun. It's just pure. It's like watching Aliens 2. Watched Aliens 2 again the other night. And when you look back at it, it's a little bit sort of cheesy because all the future technology that they put in at the time, it looks really weird now. Because like all the TVs on the spaceship are CRT, old-fashioned TVs, and it sort of like at the time it didn't sort of, it looked okay, but now when you look back, you're like, oh my god, it's so bad. But it's good because it is just what it is. A little bit of entertainment when you're having your dinner.
Have you seen the new Predator?
Yeah, I watched it the other night. Not much dialogue, was there?
No, it's a good film.
I
like Predator because it wasn't trying to be a throwback to any of the others. It was its own standalone film. Obviously, we know it had all the throwbacks to it, as in like the gun and the various bits and pieces and stuff like that. But what I meant was, it's not like it was trying to be like an Arnie film from the 90s or anything else. It was its own one. So Tony's off. Bye-bye, Tony. Have a great weekend.
See you, Tony.
Enjoy.
Yes.
It just needed Arnold in it.
But again, he's just a bit too old, isn't he? It's a bit like Sylvester Stallone in the latest Rambo one, whichever it was, you know? Where he goes down to Mexico and gets half deaded and then comes back, and it was just like, you're just a bit too old for it now. You need just to, let it go, move on.
I watched the last Terminator film the other day,
Hmm.
and Arnie and he turned around and says, "I won't be back." And I thought, thank God for that.
Hey, they paid him a lot of money, so if they say it would be.
Yeah, that's it. Depending on how much.
Because in Stallone in a new sort of superhero film or something, I've seen advertised. Or is it on? It's not a film. I think it's a program or something on one of the Netflix or one of them lot. Anyway,
I think the best thing was when they did what was the series of films that they did where they were all together, all the old.
The Expendables.
The Invincibles.
Yeah,
Expendables, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they were quite good. It was a bit of a piss take really out of what they were, wasn't it?
I thought it was Jesse the Body Ventura, the old wrestler, wasn't it?
He was all right wasn't he?
In Predator.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the original Predator again, just to sort of. Because I watched that new one.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Yeah.
As was taken in the new one as well, says the same line.
Oh, I thought he said I ain't got time to bleed.
No, Arnie said if it bleeds, we can kill it. And then she says it as well, isn't it? I think in this film it's the same line.
Yeah.
The way she got it at the end was really good. No spoilers.
I was going to say, Jesse Ventura became a governor or somewhere, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
So, yeah. You wouldn't want to argue with him, would you? Yep, I'll agree with you, mate.
Yes, that's it. Whatever you say, yes.
Yeah.
Do you know if it wasn't for the rule that stopped Arnold Schwarzenegger going for president, do you reckon he'd have won it?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been brilliant. They missed a trick there. They should have changed the law.
So what was it then? Because he's not born in the US?
Got to be born in America, because that's why they had the birther conspiracy with Barack Obama, trying to sort of prove he wasn't American. But as long as you're born in the US, you're all right.
It's a country built on immigration.
Yeah.
It's a bit sort of practical, isn't it?
It's probably a rule to stop some English person coming over, becoming president and doing something stupid.
Not like giving us it all back.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Now there's a plan.
You not think they have enough of their own stupid to not worry about our stupid?
Yeah, you don't want our stupids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Iron Eagle using MiG F4s as MiG-29s, were they? I think they were calling them. So yeah, that's a classic with the Israeli jets. Israeli F-16s, Kafirs. Very nice, and F4s.
Arnold Schwarzenegger would have made a good president.
Apparently that law was written in 1790s, and they were a little angry with Britain then.
Weren't getting on back then.
Didn't want us back.
There can't have been that many Americans in the 1790s. Okay.
Yeah, but not
that were born, or I suppose.
I don't know. It's about a generation. What was it? 1600s, was it?
There'd have been a lot of but still been a lot of immigrants there, weren't there, in that time?
Like Plymouth and Jamestown and all that area. There'd have been a few, obviously enough to make that law.
Yeah. Maybe the 10 people there.
But then, how does that count for the French and the Spanish?
In what respect?
Well, they were living. You know what I mean? Just saying at the time of when that rule was made up.
Yeah.
It's a bit contradictory, isn't it, really? Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, I was going to say, we don't want to go down that one.
I might have to do a bit of
one
research.
day they might see the error of their ways and come back. So
yeah, go in the Commonwealth Games again.
Yes. And then they probably won't. We got over it, yeah. Can you tell? We did as well.
all over some tea and taxes.
Well, I'm not being funny. It's typical of us. I know we don't live there, so let's tax the crap out of it to support us.
Yeah.
It was pretty much a story of the British Empire.
Yeah.
But just think, if it worked for that, there wouldn't be pirates.
Mm.
And I won't get my pirate podcast to listen to.
Pirates bankrupted.
Which one have you been listening to?
Real Pirates.
All right, I was listening to that one you told me about.
The other one, Real Pirates, is better.
I was listening
Try
to
that
the
one.
Blackbeard one on that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It's quite interesting to. They were shorter lived than you actually think they were, weren't they, pirates?
Yeah, really short-lived, weren't they? 1680s and that to the early 1720s.
Only very sort of like
Weren't long
short
until the
period of
Royal Navy got involved and just wiped them out, basically. And yeah, but it's like you always think of around the Caribbean and that, don't you? And then obviously there was like for Africa and over in India and all sorts, weren't there? It's yeah, don't know. It seems a brutal existence wherever you lived. Interesting though. Yeah.
Well, that's the trouble, isn't it? Privateers and pirates, they sort of bit of a grey line in that, isn't it?
Well, as long as you've got your parchment to say you're been thingy by the
I'm by the crown,
king or whatever to say you're a privateer, because that's Raleigh, isn't it? Walter Raleigh was a privateer. I was listening to Short History podcast on the Spanish Armada, and he was a bit of a shit, to excuse me language, who'd Walter won it. even though Elizabeth I got rid of him in the end because he was just a pain.
Well, he did come to a sticky end, didn't he? Yeah.
Yes, literally. Yeah.
Going to the thing that I was listening about Blackbeard, it's sort of like it came about mainly because of the privateers, but then the British government decided to ban the privateers, so that all the privateers have got nothing to do.
So they just went. They went. Independent.
Yeah. They got no jobs because basically there's that many, and also then at the same time the Navy disbanded a third of the Navy, so they got like loads of seamen with nothing to do.
Jobs.
So it was cheap labour, so that no one was earning anything. So decided to.
Well, it's brutal as well, weren't it? Being in the Royal Navy at the time, they all got any money in bad conditions, and at least with the pirates, they had like the. But
you got all these ex-Navy men that had learnt seafaring and battles and everything, and got nothing to do. So.
Well, the trouble is, most of the Royal Navy ones who then came over to be privateers and pirates, they were probably kidnapped in the first place. So it's not exactly the life they ever wanted. You know, you got press ganged onto the ships, and when you woke up, you're a couple of miles off the coast. There's not a lot you do about it. You're going to do throw overboard and swim back, or you can get on with it.
Make the most of a bad lot,
Yeah. Chris points out. Sorry, like Chris points out, the Navy wiped out the pirates, and then they named one of their planes a Buccaneer.
Yes, because that's the Sky Pirate.
Yeah.
So there you go.
We liked the pirates when there was stuff in the Spanish up, didn't we? So
yes.
Yeah, and the Dutch, the Spanish, the French, Portuguese. Anybody who were trying to build an empire, sending some buccaneers and privateers to ruin them.
Just screw it up, yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, it was. So, yes. Interesting time, I find it to read up about.
Yes.
Yes,
this is true.
Yeah. Not nice and uncomfortable, obviously, with things that were going off at the time as well. But, yeah.
Well, the world wasn't the nicest place back in those days.
No, probably not. But, yeah.
Interesting. I just can't get Jack Sparrow out made when he said pirates, so that's the problem.
Yeah. Because it used to be, what's it called, didn't it? Treasure Island was the... Yes. You know, that's why everybody talks like John. All pirates talk like John.
Yeah,
from the West Country, obviously. Or Cornish pirates. Or something.
Or Black Sails, wasn't it? Was the other one?
Yeah, that was good.
Yes, shame that sort of got cut short at the end.
You just seem you can't watch it anymore without paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Lola. Are we getting near time? Is it like, must be getting near 4:30?
4:20.
Well, come and say hello to everyone. Hello. You all right, mate? How you doing? All good, are you? Had a busy day, haven't you? Being asleep, sunbathing.
That's the life, isn't it?
This is it. This is the way to do it. She's hot on one side, so I know she's been outside in the sun.
In the sunshine.
Yeah. That's it.
Life, isn't it?
Very nice. Nice day. That's all right. You'll be all right. 5 o'clock, you can have your dinner. It'll be fine. You won't waste away in that time. You'll be okay. Yes, you will.
Sure.
Right, come on. Down you get, dude. How do they get the ship model in a bottle? Funny enough, I used to know an old gentleman who used to do that. That was his hobby, ships in bottles. It's all very clever, I must admit. Putting it all in like flat packed, and then you pull the rigging and it all comes up in the bottle. We used to do all of that. It's all, clever stuff.
Yeah, but who thought to do it in the first place and why?
Well, because it's clever, isn't it? Don't get dusty.
Don't mean it's
a bottle and think,
a
ship in that.
Yeah. But no, he used to scratch build the little galleons and the boats, and then he used to literally sort of layering it up and doing it all inside. So it's got like a bit of a base for it to go on a stand, and then he used to poke the literal ship in. I remember him doing it and then going in and pulling up the rigging and attaching it so it's all square and that, and then stopper in, wooden stand for it. Oh, there we go. Clever stuff. But he used to spend literally like a year on one. So
I'm not, arguing it's clever. I'm just who thought to do it in the first place? Let's put a ship in a bottle.
Yeah.
No idea. But it's a proper old. That's a proper old. Not being funny, no disrespect to him, but he's probably been dead like 30 years now. And he was 100 then. So, but he's done it since he was a kid, apparently, doing ships in bottles. But it was proper. Here's a piece of wood, and then that's what he comes. He's scratch built. It wasn't like a kit or anything. He did all the planking, his bits and pieces, and then absolutely incredible stuff. Because he used to put him in. I know he did one of them, and I was like, "How the hell did you get a galleon in that?" And he was like, "Well, it's layers. So you put in like the bottom layer goes in, and then obviously the next layer on top. So it goes in layers, and then obviously the last one has got the mast."
Glue it.
Hey, he used to use like a wood glue. Because I said to him about it, because obviously he's working with wood, but a lot of it was, the only way I describe it, it was like rings going on top of each other to build it up, and he used to have tabs, so they would slot in, and you put a little bit of wood glue, and then it goes in, pushes it down. He had like really long, I presume they were like probably doctor's tweezers or forceps, and he was like in there with it, and he used to have proper old-fashioned magnifiers and stuff like that, but it's all literally like decks of it going on, and then obviously for pulling it up at the end, and it was like, it was when I was just in my early modelling days, if you like, of doing it when you knew what I was doing, and it was like, that's beyond me. In little strips of mahogany and stuff, and very, very clever. And as I say, going in with these bloody long forceps with bits of the decking, and all the bits that make it up and everything. It was like,
Were they actually based on any sort of ship?
No, I don't think he actually. Well, I don't know. They may have been, because I don't remember that well. But as I say, I don't think they were based on this is a victory or whatever it was. It was just generic type galleons and schooners and all those types of things as well. But some of them were very elaborate with the rigging and stuff. So I know sometimes you used to pull it upright, and he used to say that it wouldn't work, so you'd have to flat pack it, take it out again. But it was a lot of test fitting. You're putting it in, seeing if it's working, pulling it all up, and then if it some of it's not pulling up correctly, it's got to go back, and it's a lot of it's not a weekend build by a long shot. This was probably thousands of hours into it. So
that's a lot of patience.
Yeah, we'll put it on the short list for a SIG. Balls. James said, let's put it as a SIG. Something in a bottle SIG. Oh, God. It's just like mad. Someone's looking at an empty bottle, looking at a little model of a ship, thinking, Let's shove those together.
admittedly, they didn't have tiny little necks like a wine bottle. They're not like, just a couple. They were bigger type necks on them, so you could get in there. But it's definitely in a bottle. So I remember you used to have them on these nice little stands you used to make and little cradles, and they sat in and did it. So, but again, to me, that's proper handcrafting. That's like a craft.
Yeah.
It's next level up from what we've bung in a plastic kit together, because he does it all from design and various bits. So
B52 in a bottle.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, fold the wings and then pull it all forward once it's in.
B52 in a water cooler bottle.
Yeah.
Roger's in. He says, hope you're all having a good day. He's been out all day. Looking forward to his ambulance order. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It'll be with you soon, hopefully. Alex says, Phil, I'm going to start building the Revell 32nd Eurofighter. Quite a blast from the past. Any tips or anything to look out for? Or any other aftermarket you would recommend? It's typical Revell. It's quite basic. You've got everything you need at a basic level. If you want to upgrade it, then obviously nozzles you can get. So obviously that will give a little bit more than what the kit's got. I had an LED set in mind, so acrylic rod, so because it was in flight, so it didn't need it. But if you were planning it on the ground, that would be a little touch. You can get obviously photo etch for the cockpit and everything else, but the cockpit being a modern jet, it's not detailed. It's all touch screens as well and various things, so you don't need tons of it in there. The only thing to look out for, like always with all these kits with the Typhoon, will be the intakes. The intakes are an absolute sod because they're clunky. You need a bit of filler in there, get them in. But that forward section's like a box that goes in. Just take your time, test fit, and then just say to yourself, that's as close as I'm going to get it, and now I'll sand it and fill it, because it's not a nice fit. It doesn't work particularly well. You will get gaps. So once you sort of resign yourself to the fact that it needs filler, then you'll be absolutely fine. But it's one of those ones where I just got to the point where it's like, it's not brilliant, but what we'll do is when I get the filler out, fill it, smooth it out, rescribe, re-rivet where it needs it and everything else. But you can get photo etch for the sort of the gills on it with the intake and that, which is probably a nice touch as well, replace them with that. You get a French Belmer in a bottle. That'd be a good one. Something like Wacky Races.
That's one for Nigel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'll keep him busy.
As soon as Roger mentioned about his ambulance order, just remember, to remind people that Royal Mail on strike a couple of days next week, so just bear in mind.
Yes.
It'll take a little bit longer time for post to come through this next week.
Yes.
Yes, John.
John.
Yes, John. Still John's fault.
Yes,
we've been blaming
John.
him all day. John was on strike and he's back on strike on Wednesday. So, but yes, this bit here, it's just a bit, get the filler out and go for it. And do it, because it's just a little bit clunky. I don't know if a company actually did a seamless resin intake set for it. I don't know about the 30-second one. But yeah, it's a little bit in here. It just doesn't fit. So you end up getting the filler out and filling and sanding and all the rest of it. But you have got these little grilly things in here, which I think you can get a photo etch set for it. So yes, might be a one.
Anyway, Phil, have a quick scoot round the shop for the last half an hour.
Yeah.
What, half an hour of going around the shop?
No, you know.
Imagine.
Right, okay. So, well, look, you can talk us through. Tell me where you want to go.
25% off bit would start, I reckon, with what we've got for people
Hold on.
who've not seen late
So
comers.
don't forget, if you go over to PMModelsUK.com, I think the links are down below as well, so you can go off and you can see all of these here. So, over here. Go on then, talk us through it, Matt. Go for it. Big sale.
We've got good sale. We've got the Zvezda stuff in at 25% off. So lots of good stuff.
Yes.
Still there, a lot of it's gone. So we delete it as it goes out of stock.
Yes.
Still plenty there to have a go at if you're interested. And then a bit further down, we've got some trumpeter stuff. See, the
Welly's gone
again. The Welly Bob's gone again.
Yeah, well, we've only got one of the 109s left in 32nd.
Yeah. So they're
gone
nicely. There's like your dolphin look, but the proper French version.
Yes, that one's got the proper door, I do believe. Because my kit I got the other kit and it didn't have this door, but I think this particular version comes with the correct door with the glass, where mine didn't.
Elegant looking helicopter.
It's a lovely looking helicopter, yes.
It is, yes, it's very nice.
Phil, I think you might need to refresh your page because Wellington's in stock.
Oh, has it come back in miraculously all of a sudden?
No, it was back in anyway.
No, we've got the wrong number down.
We've got a couple knocking around.
Oh, there we go.
So get a Welly Bob because that's actually
look, and there's a 109's come back in as well, look. Quick.
Hey? I tell you what, them 109s are actually very nice kits, and for obviously £27, that's for 32nd scale kit is for note.
Did you get the engine with that one? You got the engine?
Nathan?
Which one, sorry?
The Trumpy 109s, you get an engine with them. I think you do, don't you?
Put the one in 30. Not until about 32 scale. I haven't got one of them.
Oh.
I think you do.
Nathan needs one.
Don't quit, but the Fs are very nice. They're a good kit, especially the Trot one anyway, because that's a Marseille one, isn't it? I think.
Probably. It usually is a tropical one, yeah.
An F4. So, anyway.
Yes. Very nice deal. But yeah, for £27, bargain. Bargain.
Yes, you do get the engine in it.
Yeah, you do.
Cool.
Just looking at the instructions on scale.
It's a Merlin, but you get an engine.
Upside down Merlin.
Yeah. And then the flogger, obviously, that Phil's repaired. So we've got the floggers in, and the MiG-21s is built, and nice. There's loads of stuff in there. So
it's got a Supermarine Attacker look, and we've got both versions of that, the 1 and 2. To make it a bit different for your RAF, Royal Navy even. Oh, God, now I'll get shot again. Done it wrong way round again, boss. So, yes, we got some nice people.
Have you? What, nice people carrying guns?
Yes. Freedom fighters. Rebel scum. So, yes, Soviet fighters as well. We've got, what's that? Modern Logistics Supply Team. Oh, that's a new one. I haven't seen that one before. Ooh. Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you get some goodies to put in, like
you do,
all the stuff, stowage? Yeah.
I wouldn't say, you get some in it. I don't know how much you actually get, but yes, you do get some bits in that for obviously the figure who's carrying it and stuff. So,
yes,
some interesting stuff.
Some very interesting stuff down here. Yeah, definitely. We've got a bit of Hella down there. We've got some of the Ryefield stuff as well. Yeah,
and obviously Boba Fett Starship for a ridiculously low price.
Yeah, considering how much they were when they first got released. Yes, that's very nice. £30. That's a big old kit as well, don't forget. That's not small. It is a lot.
Just heads up as well, for that Horch, that Revell Horch, which is next to the, obviously the VW Golf, is the ICM kit.
Oh, right.
And that's a really, really nice kit. I think people overlook it because I don't know who they think it is, but the only companies that's done it is the Tamiya, which is the old one I built, which is still all right, and then obviously the updated ICM one, which I don't think you can get anymore, to be honest. Yeah. Obviously some F1 cars and a bit of Dragon still hanging around. Yeah, there's stuff in there, isn't there?
Yes.
I'm surprised we've still got the Range Rovers.
Yes, because they're the nice ones. These are the Shima ones, aren't they?
Yeah. Especially that classic one that you need one of them, Phil.
Yeah.
A Vogue.
Proper Range Rover. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. It could be like Prince Philip.
Yes. Do it in green. Be fine then.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what, I bet they're starting to creep up in value.
Well, got to be now, definitely.
And have a look, see what a Range Rover Vogue's fetching nowadays. A 90s one, an 80s, 90s Vogue.
Very nice. So anyway, we've got all of these down here are on our 25% section. So when you come to the store, it's the first one you'll see over here. If we go, we can work our way across. So new arrivals, obviously a kit that obviously a lot of the members got yesterday, even when they were on strike, was the fantastic Curtis Hawk.
Show them. And they show them.
Beautiful detail. Hold on, let's go to
It's a
Andy.
proper big box as well, and it's chocolate
Show
block.
the big
Cheers.
box. Look, Andy has his. And you get a free patch with this one and the 3D printed barrels, isn't it?
Just an heads up as well, this is going up next time it comes in, so I'd grab it at this price because it's going to shoot up a little bit because of what's going on, the exchange rate. So, yes, it's one of them.
Very nice. So it's full interior. That's what we say. The difference with this one is it's got absolutely got the Allison engine. I think that one is, isn't it? With all the internal. So it's a fully internal kit as well. So if you are wondering why the price is high, it's because it's not just technically a Hawk. It's actually the full job, internals, externals, the works.
You get pilot figured out, and everything in that. And Nigel on our forum will be building it next week.
There we go.
Now he's got it in his mitts. It's turned up.
Mm-hmm. It'll take him a couple of days. You'll have that done by next Friday.
Yeah, yes, it will be in gallery for next Friday, won't it, Nigel?
So anyway, we've got the correct flanker now. After was pointed out earlier. We've got the Buccaneers in. Obviously, we've got those Lightnings. We're out of the old Katies at the moment. But we've got the other one in a minute.
A member did message me, he was probably in chat, thought that he'd missed the pre-order because he's got his name down for the...
for the MiG-29. Yeah. Yes. Sorry for any confusion.
No, it's not out yet. I don't know if we'll see it this year or beginning of next. I'm not 100% sure till I speak to said person. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a... It's the next one out, isn't it? So... Go on, sorry.
Speaking of Jesse, look, he's in here. Look, there he is.
That's a cool kit, that is. You get a load of equipment with that, I didn't realise. Obviously, a nice dinghy and all the figures.
Yes.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's a nice set if you want to do a water diorama or vignette.
Yes, very nice indeed. Some other bits and pieces. So we spoke about these on the Wednesday show. We've got the different ones, and apparently, so somebody did put me the size of this. It's huge, and it's something like 60 centimeters. This thing.
Is it?
It's big.
Well, yeah, I suppose it's going to be, isn't it?
So yes, for the launch site, it's huge. So somebody did tell me how big it was, and it was like, really? I didn't realise it was that big. That's huge. So if you want a very nice flying bomb set, so it's the complete thing, down in here with the launch ramp as well, you can go off and do that one. So we've got that and a few other bits and pieces. See, we've got a few restocks, various things come in. Did the review on that one for the Vampire.
Nathan, look, an Harrier GR9.
Yes.
Yeah, I spotted that. That's a nice kit.
It's missing the nose art. It hasn't got
Why
one
is
of
it
the ladies on it.
Not allowed to do that. It's not PC, is it?
Well, not in an Airfix box. Did
What's
they
the
actually
difference?
carry? Hold on, just going back a step. Did actually the Harriers carry the sniper pod?
Yes.
Sorry, did they? I only thought
Yes.
they carried the Lantern pod. I didn't realise they had the sniper.
That'll be the
Yeah.
Afghan fit.
Phil, if it's on that box art, it carried it.
Oh right, okay, fine. Just checking because I didn't realise the Harrier actually carried the sniper pod. I know they carried the Lantern, but yeah, that's new on me.
I have no idea. What's the difference between a GR7 and 9 then?
The 7A is the sort of standard. Then the GR9 just had a few more goodies and bits and pieces, but most of it was internal, so you can't tell the difference between the GR7 and the GR9. But the technically they were upgraded from GR7s to GR9 standard. So
I tried to build, I think it was the old version of the GR5, was it? They did.
Yeah, that's different.
That was in that green colour.
Yeah. Brunswick green or whatever it was, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah. Epic fail, that was, but yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The GR5 was sort of a stopgap between the GR3s, and then obviously the GR7 came along.
Yeah.
And then the GR9s, and then got cut completely short with the GR9s. So, but yes. And there's a few things with the Lyrixes, isn't it? Well, all the GR9s 100% Lyrixes, but the GR7s obviously are a mixture of 65 and 100% Lyrixes, which is now far too technical. So we're moving on. Right.
I have no idea what he's just said, but yes, just nod and agree.
Yes.
Special offers bit, obviously. We've got another ambulance and damaged boxes in here, and new pink Porsches and BMs, all sorts of stuff. So these are all, discounted anyway. And then obviously everything else, all kit buys pretty much is 10% off. So go and grab them.
So in the store, obviously you got 10% off. If you want to go in here, just to push in here, obviously PM Store's got the stuff as well. They've got slightly different sounders to me because we've run out at different stages. So, because I haven't got these in stock. I don't have 16s or 9s. They went a long time ago. I've got the other ones. 22s are common, but if you want to go over to the other ones with me, let's go back up. Go in the store. Down in here, I've got the number 3s, the number 6s, 22s, and then we've got both types of polishers, which we've got quite a few of those, to be honest. And then obviously 10% on all washes and pigments. And then obviously if you want some merch, we've got aprons, t-shirts, polo shirts, and obviously we've got the mouse mat, which is actually a PE bending mat for your photo etch. It works perfectly with that, and you get a sticker set and the card set with that one as well. So if you want a little bit of merch, show some love, then you can do that as well. So yes.
I found one for you, Matt.
What
you found? God, how much?
1987.
Yeah.
Which is a V-Reg.
Is this a 2-door?
Oh, I don't know.
Christ, that won't be cheap if it's a 2-door. 2-door's really expensive.
43,000 miles.
Yeah.
9995.
Really?
Yeah.
What colour is it?
Blue.
Does it come with an MOT?
Vogue, yeah.
Yeah. Does it come with floors?
It looks in good condition, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
That does seem cheap.
That's cheaper than I thought it would be.
It would be, yeah. No,
it's the only one I've found on Auto Trade. I've gone from cheapest to highest, and I'm on page 22 at the moment. I'm not saying what I've found up to now of that shape. So either going to be a lot more expensive, or that's the only one that's available.
Has it got some Ferris Bueller on it where the aluminium is, I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably on the photos. Look at the other side; it'd be pitted to hell where the aluminium's bubbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to reskin everything.
I wonder if you can still
There's
get
another one here. So why is that one so cheap? This one's a F-Reg. Vogue 3.5 litre. 67,000 miles. 23 grand.
Yeah, that's more like I was thinking it was going to be. I thought it was going to be at least north of 20 grand for one of those now. That's why I can't imagine that one's being cheap.
I think I was thinking like between 15 and 20-ish, but yeah, that's probably where I'm thinking. So, yeah, don't know. I wouldn't like to run one with the cost of fuel.
Yeah, it's not over here anyway.
The Yellow Perils took a back seat.
Somebody did mention the other day, because we were talking about the differences in fuel prices the other day, and somebody did message me and they did the conversion on it. So in the US, to roughly work out what it would cost you about $200 to fuel your car over it. To put you into perspective of how much fuel costs is in the UK. So it works out.
I was watching a car YouTube channel, and they were buying fuel at $10 a gallon, the US gallon. But they said that the usual price is about $5 a gallon, which is still twice as much as it should be normally. But when you actually work it at $5 a gallon, bear in mind their gallons are smaller than our gallons. It was cheaper, but not as cheap as you think. Not massively cheaper compared to ours, but but it was definitely cheaper.
David says, how much for a 10-year-old Mission Qashqai with just 125,000 miles on the clock?
Fiver.
Yeah, but £8.
Jeez.
There you go. Chris says it's costing around about $130 to fill his truck. Yes.
And how many gallons is that?
Well, look, it cost David 128 to do his Porsche, and a Porsche fuel tank isn't that big, is it? What you got in there? 60-litre tank, if that, I would have thought, in a Porsche. Don't carry big fuel loads, do they?
No. No.
25 US gallons.
Yeah, a gallon's about a pint in it in our money.
Half a pint.
And they wonder why the stuff. 18 gallons apparently.
In David's Porsche.
Yes.
Yeah. What's that in English? Litres?
Yeah, what's that in litres?
Yeah,
what is
that
here. Considering we do everything in feet and pints,
18
when it comes
US
to
gallons
and pounds, we ain't got a clue.
No.
Alexa, 18 US gallons in litres.
Here's something I found on the web. According to compatible.com, it's about $1 and 80 cents.
Not what you asked.
87 octane regular on
Alexa,
is about.
Shut up. Alexa, play Agadoo. Oh, it's not
didn't
working.
hear you.
That's it. Somebody else's Alexa's just gone off though.
Yeah, I was going to say we've had this
place.
before.
68,
There you go, 68 litres.
120 quid to fill it.
So how much is how's a litre?
Well, it depends
Ours
what
is
you're getting.
164 a litre now at the moment.
What, for petrol?
Yeah, for petrol.
It's about 187 here for diesel.
68 litres is about the reserve tank on my BMW.
Yeah, his reserve light comes on at that point.
Yeah, it literally probably does.
Although in my defence, mine does that. It's got the worst one. If I go below 100 miles, my fuel light comes on. It's like, really?
Below? Is yours below 100?
No, my fuel light comes on literally about 95 miles. My fuel light, when you've got 95 miles to go in your fuel tank, it comes on. It's like, Jesus God, you know. That's
So
like a
it
week's
cost
worth for me.
David $128 to fill his Porsche, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
To fill that in the UK would be £111.
Not much difference.
So what's £111 in US dollars?
About $1.30 to the pound. It's not really. It's not miles and miles out.
$130. So it's not massively different, you know.
Thing is, I remember years ago, if you go back to like in the 90s, the dollar was about half to a pound. You used to get twice as many dollars you did for a pound. So I remember going over to the US and renting a car, and it literally cost him peanuts to fuel it up.
Yeah.
You used to fill it up on like 15 quid in our money. It was like, we are so ripped off over here because in the States it was really cheap. So perhaps the price has gone up now.
Yeah, so it's basically the same to fill his Porsche up over in America as over here.
Oh, well, there you go, you see. So we're not too bad then.
No.
Solidarity with everyone. It's fine.
Now let's talk about gas and electricity prices.
Yes, there you go. And Roger's saying about his car, because it's electric, it's costing him about 13 pence a mile because he's electric.
Pedal power.
He's going downhill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Couple of years left in my car yet before I go electric.
The thing is, you can see in a few years' time, they're going to turn around and say electricity is bad for the environment because it's all the coal fuel and whatever powered stations that are making electricity to charge your car up.
Better not be.
I've bought
Plan, is it?
Hey.
Hey?
Said I bought a pony.
Yeah, pit pony going cheap.
Yeah, but then you got the methane coming out of its backside. That's
Yeah.
That's what I figured, wasn't it? When was it like the 19th century or something? That was the problem, wasn't it? There's that many horses and that. Yeah, that's as bad, isn't it?
All right. No, sorry. Roger says a survey just done says it's 19 pence on electric and 13 pence per mile on diesel based on 700 miles. I don't know how that can work because there's no way mine does 19 pence per mile in diesel on mine. Not by a long way. Am I getting that out of it? Maybe if you're going downhill in something, but
Coasting.
Yeah.
All the time, never anything but coasting.
Brett's gone full on Jeremy Clarkson, look.
Yeah. I can't vote.
The thing is, if you have got a 6.4 litre, you don't care. That's
don't worry
the
about gas
difference.
mileage.
Is that like a proper Dodge Challenger from the 70s? Or the new one? Which one of our American friends is a proper muscle car?
No, Brett's got a newish one, hasn't he?
Oh,
He showed pictures of his old one and his new one.
You need a proper classic, don't you?
That's math. My engine's a 0.9 litre. God.
Does scat mean the same in America as it does in?
Classic cost what? $500,000? Really? Wow.
I've got a 1.8 litre Honda Civic that does about 45 miles per gallon. It does now. Shell's been driving it for the past year.
Yeah, but it's got scratches and scrapes and bumps and all sorts.
Since Shell's been driving it for the past year.
That's just urban styling for your car, all that is.
It is. You've got it as well, haven't you, on yours?
I've got some authentic Roman styling on my car. Every car I saw in Rome looked like my car.
Yeah, that's a yes. You're correct.
Mine is just authentically Italian styled now. Around the front corner and the back corner.
Reversed into a car the other day and bashed all its door in.
Mind you, Ange has done the Kia's had a bang now, so yeah, they're both looking.
So I used to get that as well, but then my wife's been driving it past best part of the year, and she's gets a lot more like it. Don't quite know how.
Not as heavy-footed.
Also, it depends where you live. You were saying the other day, if you live around here, because everywhere's hilly, you're either going up or down.
Yeah.
So you're either foot to the floor or you're riding the brake. If you live somewhere where it's really flat, I remember being over Norfolk once and my car was saying I was getting 75 to the gallon, because it's just coasting everywhere. So it's great.
Yeah.
I think my next car might be electric, but it'll be a few years yet. I just don't know if I can cope with an electric car driving it without gears and a proper handbrake and stuff. Throw me that.
Well, Phil's ain't got a proper handbrake and no gears, has it?
No.
The way I drive, I use the handbrake because you do like stop-start driving in settings. I always use the handbrake when I'm driving. Yeah. I drove a Nissan something or other, Duke, I think it was. One of these little button automatic thing. I couldn't cope with it. Just like
no. Mine's weird because if anybody's used to driving a manual car, if they sit in mine, I've got nothing in the middle.
Yeah.
So there's no handbrake, there's no gear stick, there's no controls that do anything at all for the car in the centre bit because it's all on the steering wheel. So, it's like, so you get people in there like, right, gear stick, handbrake, where? What do you do? How do you do this? Because my missus hates driving my car because she comes along and you feel the car do this a bit. This is where she's tried to find the clutch that it doesn't have. And then she's like, there's just nothing there, trying to change gear.
It'd just throw me completely having an electric car. I mean, I would like one, but I'm just going to drive my Fiat till it falls to bits.
Adam says, I'm sticking with diesel. I'm sure a litre of diesel is now cheaper than the kilowatt of electric. It will be in
a couple of months, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, it's just... You won't be able to buy diesel soon, though. You won't have a choice. Not a new car.
No.
It's just the thing that puts me off electric, driving somewhere and you pull up and there's nowhere to charge your car and you've got 10 miles range left. What do you do?
Well, down our way, they were saying the other week that a load of people got caught because they were in the services car park for more than 2 hours. So they got charged a £75 fine on the old cameras and got sent in the post a couple of weeks later because they were waiting for a charging point and it took longer than 2 hours to get the car charged and moved out the services. So
yeah, that's not nice, is it? Yeah, because you have to pay, don't you?
It's not as you can go move on, is it? If you onto your last couple of percent of your battery, so.
Well, that's it. You just got 10 miles range. You can't make it to the next service. It'll sort itself out. It'll all work in. But yeah, electric's the way to go if you're doing little urban driving, isn't it? Because when I was in London for that week, we noticed Angie's asthma wasn't as bad. And all the cars had the little green, well, not all of them, but loads of cars had the green plates, and the buses were electric. We went on the bus. Bus just went and just moved. Yeah, so you do need it. But you're not yet.
Richard says, what about walking on the street at night and breaking your neck 10 times, tripping over all the charging cables?
Yeah.
Imagine. Throwing extension leads out your front window.
Imagine all these leads coming out of houses, can't you? Across, over the hedge. You have to duck to go underneath them as they go into the car. Like we pointed out though, because we all get together. So we were saying Matt's going to have to fit rapid chargers at his house and here, because when everyone racks up, they're all going to be right. Can I plug in? Remember the old days, everyone going up your house saying, "Can I have your code for your Wi-Fi?" Now everyone's going to be, "Can I plug into your rapid charger?"
Yeah.
Your guests leave and it's cost you 180 quid in electric.
Yeah. Never mind the food and everything else and toilet paper.
Your lecky bill just goes through the roof in that week.
Yeah, literally. Is out happening on Insta before we wrap up?
Yes, I was just about to have a look because we have got something quite tasty in here.
Ooh,
Marcus has done a very nice, the Larson. Is it Larson? Lanson,
isn't it? Is it Lanson?
Very nice as well. Little thing there for React inspired, because that was quite nice having the three of them, wasn't it? The Draken, the Vegan, and the Lanson.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Very
Good
nice.
job.
Good job. And this one here from Andrew, saying not quite modelling, but it's an acrylic and it's 3D printed. So he's made 2 ant nests ready for the newcomers. Look, it's an ant thingy.
That's cool.
Is it an ant farm?
It's an ant farm.
Alien ant farm.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, look, that's what it started off as.
All right, okay.
Backpack.
Yeah, it's a backpack or a water jobby job thing. Hydration bladder.
Yeah, bladder.
Bladder, slack bladder.
Cool, that, isn't it?
No,
It is.
he's not on today.
No. Oh, look, this is the other 432. Some more pictures. Look.
And the right way round.
The right way round this time. We don't have to creak our necks. Very
So
nice.
you've got them up on for sale. Get them.
Yes, for sale. Good kit. Highly recommend it.
Cheers.
Very nice indeed.
Andy knows them intimately, don't you, Andy?
Oh, thrown up in
Plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can find DNA from Andy in a lot of them.
full interior apart from the engine.
Hey, there's a lot of carrots in them.
Oh, there we go. We're back to the normal now. So, yes. Good job.
Cool.
Very, very nice. Alan says, nice weekend. Thank you for the shows. Absolutely.
That's all right.
We will be back with you for Flory Models Oktoberfest or Flory Fest in October even. So that'll be the next one we'll all be on with you. And obviously we'll have a fun-filled weekend completely for that. So that'll be running Saturday. We'll probably do an evening one if the guys are up for it. Nathan can do us a good quiz and a few giggles and drinks with that one. So that'll be the next time we're up. And then obviously we'll be doing on the Sunday as well, falling through. And then after that, we've got our turkey shoot. Build as well. So we've still got lots of live things coming up. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the old Facebook if you're watching on there, wherever you're watching it. Don't forget, if you want to be a member, absolutely, we'd love to have you along as well. We've got everything you can imagine. We've got 114 video builds, only because I had a thing come through the other day about that, which didn't realise we had that many. So we've got those, plus the fact we've got the other bits. Matt's been very busy. You're going to be doing his bases next, aren't you? Going to show us how to do bases.
I got a lot done actually yesterday because Royal Mail on the B25. To be honest, quite a bit of work on that, so that's coming along. And then yes, I need to obviously look at the voting on that. But somebody's asked about, well, I do both, but really, I want to do one or the other because I did show the ARF track, and I was going to do a base for that. You see, and I'm going to try and run it alongside doing the B25. So yeah, it's a bit much to be doing 3 sort of projects, if you know what I mean. So that's why I just said one or the other. But there's nothing that I'm going to roll out doing the. A basic Tamiya kit, whether it's that T34 or another one of the cheaper range, because I'm quite up for doing that, to be honest. So be a nice exercise in the future. So yeah, don't think I've knocked it on the head completely, but I'll count up. It's still sort of open at the minute, so I'll give it till I don't know, sometime next week, and then I'll have a look and touch up what's sort of more popular, shall we say.
Yes, definitely. But there's no show going to be up on Monday because obviously it's bank holiday. We're having a bit of Famalam time tomorrow and on Monday as well. And I'll be back up with you on Tuesday where we'll be getting all the orders out as well. Because don't forget, it's bank holiday here in the UK. So there's nothing going to be happening on Monday. But we'll get all the orders out to you that you kindly placed today. Those will all go out to you on Tuesday as well. But Raw Mail's on strike again on Wednesday. So you'll probably get them earliest Thursday. Are they on strike Friday as well?
No, it's the week after.
Is it the week after they're off again?
It's week after it's Thursday, Friday.
Right, okay. So you'll get it all by
obviously-
then. We should be getting it all
Yeah.
out to you before that happens again. But if they are
Yeah.
taking a bit longer, apologies. It's not our fault. It's John's. Blame John. He's raw mail. So he's in charge of all this. If it weren't for him, we'd be fine.
Yeah.
So, but yes. But hopefully we're getting there. Then obviously I'll be with you on Tuesday where we're going to have a look at around the forum, be looking at what's happening with the Nordic SIG just to push you along with that one. And obviously I'll be looking at the Greebly SIG as well to see how we're getting on with those ones. I'll be carrying on obviously with the Lancaster, which hopefully we'll get the oil work done and everything this week. And then I'll be pushing on as well with the Sky Raider. So hopefully the next part of that will be up with you probably next Monday because we'll get the Lanc done this week, so forth and so on. So still loads to come. Wednesday we'll be live with you as well with the actual PM show. And then next Thursday night we'll be with you as well live for members as well, so making our way through. So yes, good job. Thank you very much to everyone who joined us today. It has been an absolute pleasure. Love to everybody in the old Facebook land as well. So love to be with you, and obviously on YouTube as well, because I know we're not on with you very much these days, but when we do, it's absolutely a pleasure as always. And massive thank you obviously to the Flory membership, because without them we wouldn't be here. It's as simple as that, because we'd have better things to do. So no, it's not. They paid for all of this. So thank you very much to obviously for the members and all the bits and pieces, because honestly, without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So yes, thank you, big thank you to all of you guys for making this happen and supporting obviously with us with YouTube and Facebook and all the other bits and pieces as well. So yes, thank you very much indeed. Right.
Can I just remind everybody that the sale's on until midnight Monday night, so you've got all weekend to grab your bargains.
Yeah, and I'll do the same as well. I'll leave the Flory model stuff up on there, so if you want to get anything from there, I'll leave that up till Monday as well, so we're mirroring each other right the way through. So yes, good job. Right, okay then guys, if we are done, you want to all say goodbye? We're out of here. Say goodbye, gentlemen.
Bye.
Bye.
God, I haven't found the off button. Keep clapping. Can't make it stop.
Keep waving. Yeah.